sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Was grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear the hour I first believed. Through many dangers, toils, and snares, I have already come. 'Tis grace that brought me safe thus far, and grace will lead me home. When we've been there 10,000 years, bright shining as the sun, we've no less days to sing God's praise than when we first begun.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're having a wonderful night tonight. Tonight we have so much fun stuff to talk about to PSI and the other guys watching us currently and live reporting the stream. Hope you're having a good time. Best of luck to you. Claiming that on a public platform was a bold choice. Time will tell if that was a wise choice, however. But before we get into that, John, Bones, Richard, how's your guys' night going?
Very nice.
Good, very good.
Heck yeah. Richard, how you doing, Mr. Sacrificial Chicken?
Well, apparently I was cursed with the 14 ailments because I got attacked by a hornet's nest yesterday.
But
Yeah,
was
much
it
like-
deserved?
In this instance, no, it actually was not. I was not disturbing them. I was on the other side of the log pile, and they just come out and swarmed me and attacked me. And I got stung several times, and it was rather painful even 24 hours later. So,
Yeah.
good times. It feels like
Just
arthritis.
don't get
That's
stung.
always a good time.
Yeah.
Tragic. Dude, I remember getting stung by ground wasps. I was like out in a park. I was like 7 years old. And then I just remember my whole family started running and I had no idea what was going on. And it was like, there's wasps. You should start running, John. So we
Yeah,
did.
These were ground hornets, yellow jackets, whatever you want to call them, and apparently their venom is particularly nasty. So it was fun. It was fun.
All right. Well, as I did mention, PSI has asked his fans to live report the stream. Practical Shooting Instagrams over on Instagram, who has, of course, blocked me. Copying some of our favorite chatters here that like to leave off-putting letter chains, you know, the words that they're trying to type out there. This is PSI just saying his YouTube live stream. Go report it. Wise choice to advocate for false whatever you want to call it, reports, takedowns on a public platform, and then to post this to your story. Not a great move. Of course, that's this video here, Retribution and Justice, the cord left unsevered. And of course, dude, they're putting letters in the chat. What are they doing? They can't be allowed to do that. I'm Lena's top guy. I've got to stop him from putting letters in the chat. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna report his channel. That's what I'm gonna do. Lena might cheat on her next husband with me. Let's go. Still got a shot, PSI. Still got a shot. Okay, never rule that one out. That's the one thing you can't rule out. Sorry. Well, not as sorry as her ex-husband, but you know.
Womp womp.
Ooh, ow, damn, that just slipped out. Speaking of which, though, negative 30-degree nightmare for $10. Thank you very much, sir. Says, try as they might, the forces of evil shall not triumph over the good. Luke 10:19 is very fitting. Luke 10:19, behold, I give you authority to trample on serpents, scorpions, and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you. Yes, very reassuring in these times. Not to worry, as I'm not particularly worried about this stuff. We'll get into some of the other drama in just a minute. But PSI did, in fact, brag about getting the Discord nuked for mean words that were said on the Discord. Not even by me, but just by people on the Discord. The thought of people somewhere on the internet saying things that he does not like is very bothersome to him, right?
Gamers saying gamer words in a gamer app. Bothers
Gamers
Can't
this-
guys
still the
have fun? Can't guys have fun
Yeah.
anymore?
I'm sorry. I thought this was America.
Yeah, heaven forbid boys have a hobby, okay? God. Gamers
Imagine-
still the most oppressed people of all time.
It's
What
like,
I find incredibly ironic is the fact that he refuses to publish the screenshots of everything that he claims that he has, but he'll take it to Discord just so that way the anonymity of what's actually being said.
He's a liar because he backtracked because he posted that Imager link, and then he also posted a video briefly before he realized that was a bad idea to post to his public Instagram. And of course, he's still continued to get roast for it, and he has blocked hundreds, thousands of people over the last couple of days, just attempting to deflect as much as possible while calling out everybody else for being a coward, as his block list is taller than the Empire State Building.
The man has to be an insomniac. There's no way he has time to sleep and still post and block.
And I mean, he's got a real job apparently. So I mean, like, you think he'd be busy doing something else.
putting in the
You
hours at
think?
the factory.
Well,
what's his 9 to 5? Is he?
you don't ask those questions. Negative 30-degree nightmare for $2 says Proverbs 9:19:5, which is simply a false witness will not go unpunished, and he who speaks lies will not escape. Indeed, very relevant. Very, very relevant. Justice comes one way or the other. Barnes for $2 says, Mom, PSI's mom topped me off behind Applebee's. Very generous of her. Very generous woman, I've told. Thank you, Barnes. Negative 30-degree nightmare says PSI as evil has no argument, only deceit, lies, and wickedness. I'm sure we will soon learn of his wickedness every single time they are projecting for some reason. Yeah, I would, just bookmark this for later. Just bookmark this for later. I see that super chat come through, friend, but unfortunately, that's getting deleted. Mods, ban that man with hammers. Vandalay for 5 says, I'm famous. PSI keeps posting that screenshot with my username. I know, it's everywhere, bro. You're famous. You're more popular than me right now. PSI keeps posting that screenshot with my username, and it's reaching 8 billion people based on his analytics. Anyone want an autograph? Well, I mean, listen, can I give you the $5 you just gave back to me, right? So can I get your autograph for $5? I think it's a fair price. Thank you, Art Vandalay. The light support for 2 says PSI's mom also gave me top, but it was at Chili's. Well, she's a very busy woman, okay? Very generous, very busy, all around town, apparently. Subartic Psycho for 2 says PSI equals poopy shitty insights. He probably has much insights on the pooper. Subartic Psycho for another 2 says PSI equals pathetically small individual. Maybe he's an individual of size. You don't even know. You don't even know, Subartic, but I appreciate that. The light spore, which I can't repeat online, but he says PSI should try out a Glock. Try out a Glock, which I recommend everybody try out a Glock. I think that's kind of like the standard for a reason for most people.
They're based by a Glock.
That's right. It's Glocktober, baby. By 2. Boy Anderson for 2 says L-Can Supremacy unbased. Also from Canada. It's an extra unbased. I've never shot with an L-Can. Well, that's kind of based. But yeah, Canadian optics.
Only the
I don't
Elkin
know
was
about that.
good. It didn't weigh
Yeah.
2 pounds.
If only it was real and held 0. Art Vandalay for 2 says Lena Mitchell did like PSI's post, which is super funny. Which of you is her alt? I don't think Lena would last. Lena's built different. Okay, she's not meant for the Modern Warfare 2 COD lobbies like we grew up in. Okay, don't think she could handle the heat. Thank you, Vandalay. Appreciate the tube. Tulip for $20 says they can nuke our Discord, but they can never nuke our spirits. True. PSI is a MiG-15 confirmed. Yeah, interesting code name that plane. Thank you, Tulip. Appreciate it, sir. Noob Actual. He always asks these questions and then goes on to say something very stupid. Noob Actual for 5 says, does it sound stupid to get an old 30-06 to do 1,000+ yard shooting? Knowing I can use it for bigger game also might be stupid, don't know. Yes, I think that is dumb to go grab an old 30-06 to take for 1,000-yard+ shooting. I think that's a dumb idea. If you want to do long-range shooting, just use a platform that's better at it. And you can still use your old 30-06 for all your hunting needs and all that sort of fun stuff. But yeah, I would just use something more tailored to the purpose of shooting 1,000 yards, if you actually want to be good at it, right? Because I don't know why you would take a 2.5, 3.5, 4 MOA gun, like an old bolt action that's not bedded, not accurized out to 1,000 yards when you can just use something that's more tailored to that.
Yeah, using a 30-06 for that doesn't make sense when you could do something like, buy a Mosin and you shoot 54R.
Yeah. But hey, well, don't use a Mosin at it. That wasn't any better, Richie. You just made it worse. Mosins aren't even cheap anymore. You can buy a cheaper modern bolt action rifle for cheaper than a Mosin.
It's
I know.
sad.
Remember, I just traded a Mosin for a car.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Thank you, Noob Actual. Thank you for the 5, though, Noob. I appreciate it, sir. Boy Anderson for 2 says, me and the boys bet odds on Trip's arrival. Well, did you win? 5 minutes. I was 5 minutes late, which is actually probably below par. So that's actually could be considered an early stream in some African countries. Tulip 382 for 5 says, Richard's almost stand by me himself. Yeah, rip. Rest in peace. Yes, indeed. Heathen from Texas for 5 says PSI likes to choose his SIGs based on the it's not the grip zone. I think it's the lip zone. Richard, rhino cleaning, please. I have no idea what rhino cleaning is. Oh, it's that chick. Yeah, cleaning the rhino. Chud McGill for 2 says, good guys, PSI fans, keep up the good fight. That's right. Keep going, guys. You'll get there someday. Slay the Communist Heathens for Loco Endor for 2 says, PSI loves BBC for Diddy. I don't know. Maybe footage exists of such an encounter. Friend for $20. Thank you very much for the $20, sir. Says PSI needs to wash himself with soap. That's exactly what he said there.
See you later, Stinky.
Yeah, stinky boy. Travis T for 2 says PSI hate goons to the stream. There's probably some truth to that. He's like, I can't believe these people be online saying mean things.
Yeah,
He's like having an aneurysm as we speak.
Hi, PSI. We know you're watching.
Or all the other 4 gay retards that are here. Hey, Slay the Communist Heathens for Loco and Joy for 2 says PSI's mom is a horror. Wonder what he meant by that. Thank you, Slay the Communist. Spencer Porter for 5 says PSI is a full-time fudge packer at the Fudge Factory. Well, I mean, what an interesting job to have from 9 to 5. I'm sure he enjoys his fudge packing. Slay the Communist Heathens for Loco Enjoyer for 2 says PSI's mom is Michelle Obama's. Oh. all right. Whatever, Big Mike. Hey, Big Mike. Taguido for 2 says, check in with your homies, family, and neighbors. Always true. Always check in with your friends, families, neighbors. Make sure you're doing well. Be a good part of your community. How about that? Or you could turn them in for saying like off-colored things online. Or sorry, things of color online, right? Things of off-color, not off-colored. Off-colored is like super inappropriate.
Colored things online.
Yeah.
They're being diverse online.
Yeah. Mike O for 5 says, how do we know that PSI isn't related to Lena? We don't know. We don't know, right? There's many things about their genealogies that are just unsure of at the moment, right? Chud McGill for 2 says PSI will be turned into incredibly gassy or incredible gassy. I wouldn't wish that fate upon anyone, but I don't know why Chud you. I like Chud with his pumpkin spice latte there. Chud is very infatuated with the gassy. Mark for 5 says PSI is bad enough, but every time I watch your stream, Trench Grenade shows up in my feed. His latest video gave me cringe cramps. No, we don't accept Trench Grenade slander around here. Okay, you know what? You want to know something? Of all the YouTubers that I've ever talked to and had on the panel, you know which one of them actually reached out to show support? That's right. It's Trench Grenade, baby.
Grand
and
that
no, that goes to speak a lot higher volumes about his character than many other people that I've interacted with. How about that? Thank you for the 5 mark. Joseph Vickers for 2 says, Big Barrel Daddy, I made it to my first live stream. Let's go, Joseph. Appreciate you, man. Just remember that those men erecting that flag there, right there, they died for trans rights, though, or something. Thank you, Joseph. I appreciate that.
Base directors.
Slay the Communist Heathens, 4 Local Enjoyer for 2 says PSI's looks too. Wow, okay. PSI's mom is probably a wonderful lady, okay? You guys are just being mean. She's generous. She's helped people out in multiple locations, and now you guys are accusing her of all sorts of untoward things. That's unbelievable. Focus Trip's wife for 5. Hello, Anna. PSI acting like the villain in movies that explain their whole plan before it's finished. It's like the villain monologuing his whole plan before he leaves you in a room and just allows you to escape. It's like, yeah, something there. Thank you, Anna. Appreciate that. Heath from Texas for 2 says, I got a Moza 9130 for under 200 at a pawn shop. Hey, that's a good deal. Dude, I remember those were $89.99 in the Sears catalog. Thank you, Ethan. Or no, it was like Big 5 or something like that. Noob Actual for 2, yeah, of course, says, just learned what rage baiting is today. Listen, Noob, I will fall for any and all rage bait. Quite literally, anything that you post that I can interpret literally, I will. So I will fall for it. 100%. Thank you, Noob. I know. Fred for 5 says, have you thought about making dozens of legally actionable statements just as a funny meme? Legally actionable statements. Listen, guys, if you don't dry fire during this stream, I will find you and I will make you listen to Celine Dion 24/7. This is a threat. You can use this in my deposition. Okay. Thank you. Andrew Krebs for 5 says, Mr. Focus, thank you for your service. PSI is Buttigieg's top guy, or should I say bottom? True. But seriously, screw that guy. Also, Focus, unblock Robert. Not going to happen, Andrew. Appreciate you, though. Thanks for the 5, Andrew. Should I say Robert Kinley, who advocated for all this sort of stuff to happen. So Robert's not coming back. Sorry, bro. Negative 30 Degree Nightmare for 2 says, could PSI be Lena's fluffer? The things I don't want to know for $2. Thank you, Negative 30 Degree Nightmare. Canine AIDS for 5 says PSI's mom gave me top in a Long John Silver's parking lot, and none of you can disprove it. Damn. Okay, she's really getting around now. Okay, but listen, I would recommend people not interact with Canine AIDS. Just absolutely inappropriate. Tridget Confucius for 5 says, I'm 10 minutes late and will catch this on VOD, but Break Clean is the best at Hornet Deleter. Yeah, dude, Break Clean will just about eliminate anything, including people, in a high enough quantity. All right.
Really? It works for everything. Just get yourself a 12-pack of Break Clean and use it on whatever you have issues with.
Yeah, because I do have some of that.
Thank you, Twitter Confucius. Appreciate it, sir. Rad's Arms for 2 says, hey, here's $2 to buy some curtains. I love my tacky curtains. They work. They block out the sunlight. They're cheap. I have not changed a single. I haven't even unpacked this room since I moved in 2 years ago. I still have the U-Haul box behind me on the floor full of random garbage. So the odds of me buying curtains is right after I get unpacked. Right after I get unpacked, I'll buy some curtains. How about that? Judd McGill for 2 says, not a pumpkin drink. It looks like pumpkin. It has this little cinnamon sticks in it and everything. It's no, you're calling me a slur while drinking your little sweet vanilla, cinnamon, sugary,
creamy
eggnog drink. Yeah, you like that creamy liquid going down your gullet? Whatever, bro. Whatever. Eggnog people, am I right? G17 Enjoy for two says, would you ever collab with Pacific Northwest Gorilla? Yeah, I don't know why not. He said some silly things, but yeah, I totally would. 100%. Yeah. Hey, Jake, as the resident mod, are you supposed to moderate? What do you think?
That's your job.
What do I pay you for? What the heck? Thank you. But yeah, I probably would. I probably would collab with Pacific Northwest Gorilla. I don't know why I wouldn't. He said some wacky things, but Penny for 5. Thank you, sir. I think that's Mr. Cat in the thumbnail there. Says, I love you, man. Good will triumph over evil. You put more good in the world than ye ever will. I will pray for you tonight. Well, that is very kind, but I would prefer you pray to the Christian God and not Loki, if you don't mind. I'm just teasing you, Penny. I appreciate it, sir. Thank you. Tiguita for 2 says Celine Dion is an angel. Well, good, because you're going to be locked in a room listening to her for 24/7. So we'll see how angelic she is at hour 17. You'll break. They always do. Wyatt Fulkerson for 5 says, I've been listening to the Readout show for the past 3 months. I've started going to church again. Excellent. Heck yeah. Awesome. Majorly cut back my drinking and lost 45 pounds. Dude, Wyatt, that is awesome to hear.
Yeah, that really
I'm really
awesome.
glad that you're enjoying the show, that you've been going to church, stopped drinking so much and lost 45 pounds. Like, that's 3 tickets to fix your life. You got your spiritual fix, and it'll help you fix your physical stuff as well.
Go to church and pray.
That's right. That's right. I have you want some extra base stuff, you can also, instead of like just the Bible, but Bible's obviously fantastic, but if you want to get into like some church fathers, here is Saint Irenaeus of Lyons on the apostolic preaching, which is essentially like a summarized Bible. Essentially is what it is. It's like mid-second century summarization of the Bible in like 100 chapters, so it's very short. You can read it in about 5 or 6 hours. A good way to get a lot of condensed knowledge really quickly. So I think also the books are like $10.
Can you link me that later?
Yeah, of course. It's part of a whole series. So there's Irenaeus has a couple. Irenaeus is 2nd century, so he's like Polycarp and then Ignatius and then Irenaeus, I want to say. So he's like only a couple people removed from the apostles themselves. In fact, his mentor Polycarp, I believe, met John the apostle. So they're very, very close in terms of their time. So yeah, but it's part of the popular patristic series, which they're all like $9 and $10, and it's just modern translations of ancient, like 1st through 15th century texts.
Awesome.
Yeah, Tulip for $10 says PSI is Focus's alt, and this is a false flag to rage bait us into buying more super chats. Well, we are going to talk about that because there may be a reason why we are going to start a war chest fund for certain activities against certain individuals. So if you wish to fund the war effort, as it was, you wish to make your enemies tremble before you, and you wish to use me as your instrument to do so, so be it.
Donate today.
That's right. Thank you, Tulip. I appreciate it. And Axel Pretend says it's safe to assume PSI's private thoughts about Charlie Kirk, as well as all of us. Well, they're not even private thoughts. That's the thing. PSI has spoken openly about his disdain for us, about his refusal to even talk to us. And if you cannot talk to your quote unquote enemies, I'm always willing to talk to people. But if you can't even talk to people, well, what's the next step to get them to stop? Violence, removal, deplatforming. And when that doesn't work, thank you. Thank you, Nax Ryan. I appreciate it, sir. Hope you're having a good night. Chud for 2 says PSI definitely hates the Nog. He's a has a bit of nasal decongestion this time of year. Rob's a cider enjoyer. Well, you keep bringing it up, Chud. I don't know. I think you're just really sore about it. That's all I'm saying.
Where at?
Todd Dogs for 2 says Celine Dion and Erica Kirk collab at Satan Rituals. No. Celine Dion is a scary lady. Celine Dion is legitimately scary. But don't be putting that on everybody else just because you might disagree with them on a couple things.
I need someone to make an AI edit of Celine Dion singing Erica.
Amar says, if you're a Christo-fascist, which is one of my favorite terms, I'm a Muslinazi. Hail Don John, Trump 2028 indefinitely. Apes go to the zoo, and I hate it when the juice expires. # MAGA. That was a lot. That was a lot in one super chat, Amar, but I hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well, sir.
Chat Max.
Maybe we should get you on the Redoubt stream sometime. That might be fun.
Yeah, I think that would be a good listen.
Boy Anderson for 5 says, well, my buckle makes impressions on the inside of her thigh. There are a little feather where we tussled through the nigh. Well, my buckle makes impressions on the inside of her thigh. There are little feather trains where we tussled through the nigh. It's I don't get the reference.
Have a good day.
Yeah. Understandable. Have a great day. Noob Actual for 2 says, thanks for the patience. My mom was a Tylenol user. Hey,
Tylenol
same dog.
maxing.
Tylenol or vaccines. Call it. I'm a Tylenol baby. I can tell. I can feel it. Focus for Life says, Anna says, non-Christians love to tell Christians how to be Christian, which we will, I'm sure, talk about. But yeah, people outside the faith being like, no, you Christian man, you have to be
nice all the time. You can't
like,
call out
nice.
anything ever.
Well, yeah, but they say nice, and I'm like, well, what does nice
What do you
mean?
mean?
And they're like, Joe, just generically. So, like, can I advocate for the well-being of my people? It's like, whoa, not like that, dog. Whoa, no, you gotta take immigrants in, not your people. What are you talking about? Like, that's evil or something.
Let your people die and truck in other people. That's the Christian thing to do.
Yeah, it's what Jesus would have wanted. I think that's actually what he said on the cross. Yeah. You're right.
He would never flip tables or whip people. That would never happen.
That wouldn't happen. Heathen from Texas for 2 says, I may be a heathen, but I'd crusade with y'all. Oh, well, thank you. Appreciate it. Happy to have you. We'll take everybody we can get at this point. Mitzvot for 2 says, drink nog or else. This is a threat from the NO66ER. 3R. I don't know what that word means, but thank you, Mitzvot. I greatly appreciate everybody on their best behavior tonight, as this is all being put in a folder for further use. Don't worry about it. Oh dear. Killin Gallagher for 2 says, Tyler Childers lyrics are for Fent users and Hebes. Tyler Childers lyrics are for Fent users and Hebes. Tyler Childers? What? Dude, is this... Did he tag me? Where did he tag me in? What's going on?
I think he said check DMs. Saw that a little bit ago.
Oh, sure. Yeah, no, I see it. Sorry, I don't know why I had my caps lock on, but that's no problem. Yeah, arrows get it. Fine. Yeah. Anyways, let's get into like funny topics. Let's start out the stream with something light, okay? Before we get into the PSI drama stuff. You're all here for 30 minutes as they just freaking threw super chats at the screen. Oh wait, there's one more. There's one more on Ko-Fi. My bad. I will not forget the Ko-Fi enjoyers, because Ko-Fi enjoyers skip the 30% fee, which is actually a absolutely ridiculous.
Are you trying to have sex with me?
For $50 on Ko-Fi, Fresh Pinochet says, make like John McCain's brain tumor and start a war then. Well, there we go, Pinochet. Thank you very much for that, good sir. And yeah, it will be used as such. Thank you very much for that, Mr. Pinochet. Base Pinochet. All right, well here, lighter topic. Psychotic career criminal that should have been locked away got upset that an upstanding member of society held the door open for him, so he beat the upstanding citizen to death. Beloved church Italian security guard ID'd as victim randomly beaten to death by NYC madman.
I've heard this story before 1,000 times, again and again.
The innocent New Yorker, the innocent New Yorker beaten to death by a madman in Brooklyn was a beloved fixture in the borough's tight-knit Italian community, which, for this reason, they're honorarily white. Italian community known for selflessly offering to help those in need. Stunned friends told the Post Thursday. Nicola Tanzi's boundless kindness would have even extended to the deranged killer who brutally attacked him for no reason outside the J Street Metro Tech station on Tuesday afternoon, according to the deacons at the 2 Roman Catholic churches he devoutly attended. Nick had such a kind heart and was always a glasses half full kind of person, and he always had concern for others, than John Heyer, the deacon of Sacred Hearts and St. Stephen Roman Catholic Church in Carroll Gardens. So I believe he'd help and forgive the person who did this, and would have gotten them the help they needed. Now, there is a level where you do want to forgive the person, right, who wrongs you, but there's a suicidal level of empathy that will just get you, your family, and friends killed, right? So while I totally applaud people being able to forgive or want to forgive their attackers or people who wrong them, I think that is the Christian thing to do. There is a suicidal level of empathy that helps absolutely no one and needs to be like brought out. Nicholas is, for all purposes, one of the most congeal, friendly individuals you could ever meet, said Anthony Mamamauti, Deacon St. Athanasius, St. Dominic Parish in Bensonhurst, the other parish that Tansey regularly attended. His senseless death, allegedly because a characteristically kind jester infuriated unhinged crook David Matsariegos, 25, sent waves of shock and sorrow among Tansey's friends and fellow congregants. Allegedly confessed to disliking that Tansey held the door open for him. So in some honor cultures, let's say, if you are kind or show niceness to somebody else, you're actually kind of dishonoring them, right? In a way. So if you hold open the door for somebody, it's like, oh, what? I can't hold open the door for myself or whatever else that it might be. So he perceived that as a attack on his manhood.
Maybe not all cultures are equal, guys.
Prompting the psycho to unleash a brutal, fatal assault that continued even after the security guards stopped moving, sources and prosecutors said, quite literally beat him to death with his bare hands, allegedly because he held a door open for him.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
This is
And he
why
looks
security
he
should be
looks
armed.
very sad. He looks very sad about the fact that he just beat this man to death.
What a
Tansey
twisted, evil individual.
and the people who let him roam free. Tansey had planned to retire next year and spend his golden years at Flowers by a Mill, a shop near his home in Bensonhurst, that he'd go to every morning to drink espresso, said the store owner's Carmine Acaro. 1 year to retire. How about beaten to death by a random thug? How's that for a plot twist? Tansey, son of immigrants from Italy who settled in Carroll Gardens, an historic Italian enclave in Brooklyn. He was devoted to his parents until they passed, said Tansey's family came from Mola di Barra, a picturesque port city in southern Italy. Tansey's supermacat Cangelosi, 65, said he lived alone, having moved from a nearby building 2 years ago. I used to see him coming from work, Cangelosi said. He was a pretty quiet guy. Hi, how are you? So on and so forth. Kept to himself. Marezegos, or however you pronounce this retard's name, dementedly confessed to disliking Tansey's typical kind gesture and unleashed a brutal assault, stomping the guard's head up to 15 times, sources have said. See, this is the type of thing where if this video was released alongside the arena video, like it would be disgustingly graphic, right? It's one thing to read about it, and it's another thing to watch somebody stomp on a unconscious man's head 15 times in a row until he dies.
Yeah, it's just evil.
Yeah,
but in this, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I mean, this is where, like, if you're as a man, you should be willing and able to stop violence like this. And I'm not blaming anybody who was around when this happened. Obviously, very scary, dangerous encounter. But we need more people in the world who are able to stop events like this from happening.
Yep.
So
Defend your family. Carry everywhere you go, every single day where you legally can.
Well, New York is tough, man, because it's maybe as a security guard, he could have gotten a permit to carry, but I've heard it's nightmares to actually get that sort of thing to work. Raja Jackson, Rampage Jackson's son, did something similar. He had a perceived slight by somebody in the professional wrestling, right? So this is a bit professional wrestling. And he slammed him to the ground, made him unconscious, and then I think had 22 unanswered punches on an unconscious man on the ground. Didn't kill him. This close to killing him, but did not actually kill him, right?
Put him in the hospital pretty severely.
Yes, and I mean, like, 4 days. Like, there were 2 days where he wasn't even talking or even up or anything else like that. Like,
I believe they had to put him in a medically induced coma, didn't they?
95% killed him.
Yeah, I mean, attempted
95%
murder for
killed him.
sure.
Yeah. Well, and they waited like a month to even arrest the guy. So on the topic, though, of suicidal empathy, this is just another one of those fun little stories that you read about. I'm not even shocked, not even a little bit, actually. Germany mayor tortured for hours in basement by her own adopted daughter, according to shocking new details leaked by police. So this is her adopted daughter that she raised out of, what do you want to call it? Altruism, out of a sense of kindness, of love, of empathy for another people that are less fortunate than yourselves. All these things in and of themselves are not bad. But again, there is a level of what I like to call suicidal empathy. Despite reports of brutal torture, misleading investigators, scrubbing a crime scene, and the near death of her mother, the adopted 17-year-old daughter will not be arrested. The story of Social Democrat SPD Mayor Herdecke, Iris Stalter, has taken yet another incredible turn. New information now reveals that her 17-year-old adopted daughter reportedly tortured her for hours, nearly killing her own mother. Again, adopted mother. Despite these details, the daughter still has not been arrested. Stalter has spoken to the police about what transpired during her ordeal, and now the details have been leaked. Stalter's daughter called the emergency services, saying her mother had been attacked by several men, was severely injured, and was barely conscious. A witness off the street found the politician bleeding in her armchair in the living room. Later, the adopted daughter told police that was also how she found her mother. Despite this claims of several men torturing the mother, it turns out this was reportedly an orchestrated lie to cover up the horror that had occurred inside the house. Police since learned that the mother was subjected to grueling torture for hours in the basement of the house.
Europe has fallen.
Well, and here's the thing, too. If this was in the UK, if I reacted to this story and said something mean about the daughter, like, you could go to jail for hate
show
speech.
Up at your house, put you in cuffs in front of your kids.
Oh,
and
you say
out.
something mean about this murderer, yeah?
You can't be fatigued or else we'll arrest you.
Yeah, just pretend it didn't happen. The suspect attacked Stalter with a deodorant spray and a lighter, trying to set her hair and clothes on fire. The adopted daughter said she wanted revenge. However, it still remains unclear what she wanted to take revenge for. The adopted daughter also had 2 kitchen knives, which she used to stab and slice the politician's body. Stalter faced critical injuries, including 13 stab wounds. One of the bloody knives was also found in the 15-year-old adopted son's backpack. So there's an adopted son as well, which I imagine is of a similar ethnicity to the daughter. In the son's backpack, along with bloody clothing from the daughter. So the brother was helping her cover it up. That's what I read from that. The other knife was also found in his room. Police investigators also found that large traces of blood were scrubbed from the scene, which were later revealed by the police forensic team. Wow.
I mean, I'm trying to come up with even a what if, was that individual, horrendously abused?
I mean, maybe, right? There is an angle where you could go, well, maybe she was abusing the adopted brother and sister, and they wanted to put a stop to it, right? I mean, there is an angle you could go there where it's like, well, actually, I mean, torturing's
a bit extreme.
You would think if something bad was happening, you would just leave, not torture for hours. But again, you could try and steel man the other side.
Still absolutely insanity, that's for sure.
Oh my gosh. The prosecutor alleges that because the daughter called the police, it is clear that she did not want to commit murder. Instead, they are only investigating the case as bodily harm.
Because murderers never
tortured with knives and a blowtorch is bodily harm, dog.
What a joke. It's just silly that you can't. It's not silly. It's fucked up and evil that in their society they cannot prosecute criminals. Or they can, but they don't.
The one thing that I do, the one little silver lining is that ostensibly this mayor was a socialist and did vote for it.
You get what you voted for, I guess.
Yikes.
Well, I mean, I think about how many other young women and men suffer because of the actions of politicians. So at least in this case, it was her own actions that led to these consequences.
Yeah. At least in this case, it was the politician who voted for it.
Yeah.
Still doesn't make it okay, but
Oh, it's horrifying, of course. I mean, because you could always see that these people have a level of empathy, right? They are, at least in their mind, trying to do the right thing. They're trying to be good. They're trying to do something kind for the world in some way. But it is a suicidal level of empathy. And you, as most of you, like 98% of people here right now, are men. You should not have that level of empathy to people that want to kill you and take you away from your family, from your wives, from the people that you need to protect, right? You have a duty to protect your family, your community, your nation, your people, and allowing this type of behavior to happen or to invade your country, for lack of a better term, should not be allowed.
there's a critical point, and the EU is far past what I thought that point would be.
Thisnik says, Focus, you want to hear the UK's newest amazing law? Well, as a resident of the UK, yeah, put it in chat and I'll have Richard star it for me. So I'd be happy to.
Oh, and also Focus, in the private side chat, I posted a similar story to what we were just talking about, these last two ones.
Okay, perfect. We'll round out with this one then.
Kids, I'm just curious. Here's what I need you to do. When I tell you this story, think about your kids. Think about your child coming home from a night out with their friends, laying down, going to sleep, feeling somebody come in the room and wake them, and drag her out of bed, naked, forced on her knees, with her hands over her head, begging for her life, begging for her hero, her father, me, that couldn't be there. She was 5'3". She weighed 115 pounds. Bang! Dead. Gone. Why? Because Alexander Devontae Dickey, who was arrested 39 goddamn times, 25 felonies, was on the street. How about that? How good are we doing for our family? How good are you doing for your kids? He should have been in jail for over 140 years for all the crimes he committed. You know how much time he spent in prison? A little over 600 days in 10 years. He's only 30 years old. He was committing 2.65 crimes a year since he was 15 years old. How many of y'all have kids?
Wow. And for those of you who need a graphic to go along with that, this is Logan Federico, who was 22 years old, dragged out of her bed in the middle of the night and pleading for her life, was shot in the head by Alexander Dickey in South Carolina. And again, this is your sister, your daughter. This could be you. And the people that allowed this man to go, what was it, 40 arrests over 15 years, right? 2.5 per year. Maybe, just saying maybe we shouldn't have these people running wild. Maybe we don't have a prison overpopulation issue. Maybe we have a prison underpopulation issue.
Maybe these judges that have been letting him out deserve some sort of deserve to have some sort of cost against them specifically for the actions that they continuously make to let these career criminals out that go out, reoffend, and kill the members of our communities.
And by the way, that's her father making that statement about his 22-year-old daughter that was murdered by this criminal since he was 15 years old man. Yeah, I mean, personally, yeah, just throw the judges in prison with them.
Yeah.
If you let the person off and they commit another crime, like, you deserve 50% of whatever they did.
I'd like to at least know why. What was the What was the thought process behind letting that person go for the 30th, 40th time, 25th time, whatever it was?
Reparations.
Well, at
Yeah,
some
it
point,
It was
you're like, wait a
reparations or
second.
some other shit like that.
You know that saying, "Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you," or something like that, right? But you're like, "Fool me 29 times,
Yeah, 25
shame
times.
on me. Fool me 30 times, shame on you." Right? It's like
39
well, actually,
times, 25 felonies, 600, a little over 600 days in jail / prison. That is a failed system right there.
Yeah.
The judges and
Well, I think-
prosecutors who got that person out deserve something. I don't know, but some sort of legal repercussion for allowing people in our communities to get victimized.
And to your question, Bones, I don't know what the specifics of this case are, but I do know like the general mindset tends to be equitable, right? So if you have somebody from a lower status who is poor, so you can excuse like stealing under this mindset of like the sort of Marxist framing. Well, he was stealing, but he was poor, right? So even though, yeah, it's a felony theft, you're going to get 30 days in jail and 180 days probation or something like that for it. Well, it was an assault, but it was an assault against a drugged up person and he was also on drugs. So it's kind of like mutual combat. He didn't do any real damage, right? Or like, all sorts of little individual crimes, which one time might be excused, right? In a just system, like somebody drives drunk one time, right? You might, for a first time offender who has a perfectly clean record, go light on them the first time. But 30 times later, it's like, bro, you're never driving again. You might not even get out of jail again, sir. But apparently there's a 2-tier justice system, right? If you are poor and of a certain persuasion, that quite literally you will get less sentencing than somebody from a different persuasion. As there is 2 or 3 tiers of justice in this country, depending on the middle class gets screwed, right? Because if you're hyper rich, well, then nothing applies to you. And then there's also this other level where if you're super poor and criminal and of a certain persuasion, nothing also applies to you, but in the opposite direction, right? But if you're like an average Joe,
if you're middle class, they will throw the book at you.
Like, what are the odds, Bones? If you went and you robbed a bank tomorrow, what are the odds that you got let off early? Or
Not
let off
high.
with no jail time? Like, you know what? He just needed money, but his
well,
heart was in the
real
right
quick.
place, even though his actions weren't.
How convincing is the face paint that Bones is wearing?
Finally saw through it.
We got
the perfect
bronze
crime.
bronze bones Maloney.
Never saw it coming.
Mm-hmm.
I do actually have a pretty interesting story. A friend of mine's relative. I don't believe he had much of a criminal record, if he had any at all. Not tracking, but I'll say light at most criminal record. Attempted a bank robbery with a empty .22 pistol. Failed, fled, was turned in by his significant other, I believe, and immediately got like 15 years in prison, I believe. Basically, went in pissed off, waved the gun around, left, got 15 years pretty much instantly for it. So I'm just saying.
Well, right, but that
seems
kind of reasonable, right?
Yeah.
If you threaten somebody with a gun, you kind of go away. That seems normal, right?
I think I have a controversial opinion.
You can have.
I think the law should apply to everybody.
Bro, what is this, 1955? Get out of here with that nonsense, dong. Jeez. All right, so Sithnix says, Focus Trip, the UK's newest law was to ban refilling sugary drinks at restaurants, including hot chocolate and coffee, etc. Anything but stopping the boats and real crimes. Right, yeah, because, dude, that's a huge... it's the UK. It's basically a paradise. They have no real crime, so of course they're cracking down on sugary drinks. Like, that just checks out, dog. Bruh. Like, what else are they going to do? Touch the rape kings? I mean, defend 14-year-old girls walking back to home from school? Why would they do that? Nonsense. No.
Why would they defend those?
They love their anarcho-tyranny.
That is so funny. Well, yeah, it's like it's that meme where the guy's like struggling with his paper straw in California while the outside is just a wall of fent zombies, and it's like, your paper straw, maybe it's not the biggest deal in the world. Maybe there are other things we should be worried about.
Maybe there's more
Maybe.
pressing issues.
Yeah, 100%. Armed robbery, prison. What are you smoking, dog? I'm smoking justice.
Just
The flavor of the week is justice.
It's what the
Gotham.
city deserves.
Bro, what's funny is, dude, like Gotham City ain't looking so bad these days. Maybe we do get better justice in Gotham. Taking my vacation to Gotham to get away from the crime.
Every major U.S. city is just Gotham City without Batman.
Yeah, there is no Batman, though. Batman's the fake part. The crime's real. Batman's not. And the politicians, they're all corrupt.
Yeah, there are psychos with dyed hair who
Bro,
kill
dude,
hundreds of people, but
I'm sure you guys saw the thing about the APAC meeting where all the politicians go around with barcodes on them. And so the donors scan their barcode to donate to them. Have you guys not seen that?
No, I have not.
Well, we might have to, Richard, if you can find a clip of that. It is literally the APAC meeting where all of the politicians that are there, and they're all told to go to it. On their badge, it has a QR code that you can scan to donate to them. So it's like you go there to talk to all these donators, and if they like you, they scan you. It's like, oh, I'll donate to you. It's so dystopian Hunger Games. It's just funny, dog. It's just funny.
APAC, they have America's best interests in mind.
I don't even know what APEC stands for. Aaron Keenar for 2 says PSI kisses a hot dog before he eats it. That's just such a funny little sequence of events right there. Thank you, Aaron Keenar. That's funny. Aaron Keenar for 2 says PSI paints corn brown before eating it the long way. Damn. Wow, he's getting mileage out of those $2. Thank you, Aaron. Rack Maraki Mawilly 32 for 2 says PSI is obese, 5'6", and D class. Hey, everybody starts somewhere. Some of us just never get out of D class. No one you know for 5 says Officer Nate Higgers is on patrol looking for some PSI twit. Well, listen, when you do, slap his peepee, okay? Spencer Porter for 5 says there's way too many street philosophers at the Walmart tonight. Yeah, sometimes I avoid certain Walmarts because they have too many future astronauts hanging around. I'm just saying, okay? Sometimes there's the bad neighborhood of town where all the philosophers hang late at night.
I could only handle so much engineering.
Social engineering, you might say. What the... Bro, that is absolutely nutty there. Warhammer Weekend Times. $200. That is nuts. I hope you guys heard that. That was quite funny.
It was quite loud. We heard that.
All right, well, I have to read this out in a different
voice. Here we go. All right. Tragedy makes people come together. Haters cannot stop the signal and have only strengthened our resolve. May the war chest swell to champion all those who love God and freedom of speech. Christ is king and no one can judge us, but he who sits upon the throne. In Jeremiah 48:10. Very based. Thank you very much. $200 is absolutely insane, Warhammer Weekend Times, and I greatly appreciate it. And we will do our best to be good stewards of that and put it in the right place. So thank you very much for that. Greatly appreciate it. Completely undeserved, by the way. Thank you. It would
read the book.
Yeah, the whole book. Heathen from Texas for 5 says, have y'all heard of HK's P9S pistol? Apparently, it's a roller delayed handgun. Also, scalp that snaggletooth. I don't know if that's a slur. Is snaggletooth a slur? Snaggletooth isn't a slur, right?
No, we're fine. And if it is, we're ignorant.
Yeah. Yeah, invincible ignorance here. The Catholic told me I could say it. No, I've not heard of the P9S, a roller delayed pistol. I mean, listen, some sort of delay mechanism in pistols, if it could actually be done well and work to like seriously reduce recoil, like I'm all here for it. If somebody can make a production gun, like super light recoiling that actually works, like I'm here for it. I don't need more recoil. Thank you, Ethan. Yeah, dude, I think Bones is here just to collect hate for eating. I've seen so many just little digs come by as Bones is eating. He's hungry, man. He's hungry, Vintage. What's up? You can
man's
come on
gotta
stream.
eat.
You can eat too.
Let a fella
See,
eat. Let a fella eat.
when I do my hands, it starts doing the tracking thing again. Can you stop that? I turned you off.
Look, mine does that too.
Yes. Whoa.
Whoa.
Crazy.
High tech.
Mm. Amar for 2 says 17-year-old adopted gorilla goes to the zoo. How old do gorillas get? Does anyone know?
More than a year old. I know that much.
More than a
More
year old,
than
yeah.
a year, less than 100.
More
Yeah.
than one, less than 100. Focus from Swipe. Hello, Anna. For 5 says Matthew 10:28. I didn't have that one queued up ahead of time. Matthew 10:28. And do not fear those who kill the body, but cannot kill the soul, but rather fear him who is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. Thank you very much for that, Anna. Love you all. Don't forget to drive fire and pray. Indeed, indeed. We could all do more of both. How about that? Thank you, Anna. I appreciate it. Moonman for 5 says this is the opposite of never relax. This is relax maxing and its consequences. Yeah, well, it's quite literally what's the scorpion and frog meme, right? Where the frog gives the scorpion the ride across the river, and then the scorpion stabs it, and they both drown. And the scorpion says, "Well, hey, you knew what I was. You tried to be nice, but listen, you know the nature." Chud for 2 says Bones top hiding based messages. Hey, listen, okay, I told the mods that if somebody is a little too fed posty or getting things that could get the community in trouble, then we'll just say no. We'll protect you guys from yourself. How about that? Thank you, Chud. Amar for 2 says we could adopt gorillas, dude. Have you ever seen a gorilla hang out with a kid? Look what happened to Harambe. Okay, don't have gorillas around kids. Do not do that.
Tragic situation.
An Axegrind for 10 says, I love white people so much. Who's with me? Yeah, it's like I love white people. I don't have a problem with white people. Like I was born white. I don't hate my race. I have a great race. Life is a race. I am the racist. Thank you, 10. Thank you, an Axegrind. Amar for 2 says the painter was right about everything all along. Hey, come on, man. You're gonna get me in trouble, okay? Austrian
Whoa.
painters, okay? I think he made the top 10 list, actually, in the top 10 Austrian painters.
That's
Or
funny.
he had an honorable mention or something.
The
Go ahead.
Muslim man is going to get you in trouble for.
That's so funny. The Muslim man is going to get me banned. Mitzvah for 2 says it's overpopulation, need more capital punishment. I mean, obviously the justice system is overtaxed, right? But it doesn't have to be. If, like, think about it. You're like, oh, the justice system doesn't have the resources. Well, maybe if they weren't trying the same guy 40 times, they would be able to try other people, right? Maybe if we just had big, beautiful prisons, big, beautiful walls, and we just threw the people who committed crimes in them. I don't know. Just a thought. Just a thought.
Ship 'em to the
Carver.
moon.
I dropped that link in the side chat, by the way.
Okay, I will take a look at it. Carver, 531 for 2 says direct correlation, less 40 Smith & Wesson equals more repeat offenders. Listen, okay, I'm not even advocating for like these people they just need to have the justice that we've all agreed upon, right? Which is jail time for crimes.
If it is
Like-
equally enforced to everybody and the punishment is just, then I think we're all happy.
Well, like even if you take like the really bleeding heart position that these people are just mentally unwell, perfect. We need to open up insane
Institutionalize
asylums and to keep them away from the public, right? If you're saying they are too insane to be in jail, I'm going to tell you this: they're too insane to be in public, right? I don't want them around my kids at the park.
If
don't want-
you
I don't
let
want them there.
somebody, if you let somebody out of jail and they can no longer own a firearm, you don't trust them to own a firearm. They shouldn't be in society if you don't trust them to have all the rights that everybody has. It's my opinion.
Slay the Communist. For Loco Enjoyer for 5 says it's on purpose. It's a Marxist revolutionist Americans sleptwalked into. I fear it might be too late. They control the courts. Well, yeah, the Marxists have had their long walk through the institutions, but listen up, gentlemen. You are the force of change. You are the weight behind this pendulum swinging back from chaos to order. Okay? Moonman for 5 says the only judges I would trust are Judge Imoko, peace be upon him, and doing a Dread LARP, and Chud McGill role playing as Holden. What a combo! You have this little anime PFP Judge Imoko, and then you have the towering, bald, demonic Hulk of Judge Holden. What a combo! Thank you for that. Boy Anderson for 5 says lone wolves are lurking around the corner as we speak. Just wait. The system purposely doing the opposite of justice is unsustainable and de no disto. When the system no longer offers its people justice, people necessarily take it into their own hands. This is not me advocating for violence. I wish that there was no violence in this, but I just think that it's a reality of the situation that if people do not get justice, that people will take it into their own hands, right? I just think that's how that goes. I think it's how it's gone throughout history. I think the left looks at it the exact same way, right? Because they believe in institutional violence or societal violence, right? So these people being poor and being homeless, being any of these things is us, the middle class or the upper middle class, doing violence upon them by not helping them. So their actions, their aggressions upon us is just, it's defensive action, right? Because we're already committing the societal violence upon them. So both sides have essentially said, well, listen, if we're not getting what we want, the only other option is violence. And that's tragic, but that's what happens when a country is almost split down the middle. Like it's almost 50-50. And it's not getting any less bipolar, okay? Let me tell you. Thank you, Boy Anderson for 5. Chud for 2 says Judge Holden equals baboon scalps for $300 a head. That's wacky. Wow, Chud, thank you for that. Slay the Communist Heathens for Local Enjoyer for 2 says, look at the post I sent on X. Yeah, but you send like 100 posts on X all the time. Oh.
Do you know how little that narrows it down?
Yeah, dude. Well, it's not. I know.
Is it something we can't show?
I can show it on screen, but it's
Criminal system.
It's just exactly what you. And this is Seattle. This is my old neck of the woods. Like, yeah. So, Seattle Merrill, Bruce Harrell. When a man does 6 or 7 crimes, we do not know his story. Maybe he was hungry. Therefore, I have zero desire of jailing him.
The criminal system has had a disparate impact on black and brown communities. Let me lead with that. So when this person is committing 6 or 7 crimes, I don't know his or her story. Maybe they were abused as a child. Maybe they're hungry. So my
Doesn't matter.
remedy is to find their life story to see how we could help first. I have no desire to put them in jail, but I need to protect you. And that's the calibration that the criminal system has had.
So that's explicit. Listen,
Lock
if
them
you
up, throw away the key. Nobody cares. Oh, something bad happened to them in their life. Well, now they're victimizing other people. We can't allow that.
Well,
it doesn't matter how bad their life
is,
was.
It is explicitly a 2-tier justice system. It's like, listen, the justice system has been bad for black and brown people. Therefore, if they commit 6 or 7 crimes, I don't want to jail them. However, a white American or an Asian American, I suppose, because Asians do have the lowest crime rate out of anybody in the country, right? I think it's about Americans is like 2% or 1.8%, and Asians are just below that, right? A certain type of Asian, that is. But if you're black or brown, we just won't imprison you. But if you're white, we will for the same crime, because there could be, because they're saying essentially like, oh, you did crime, but you were abused as a kid? Guess it's all right then. I mean, this thinking leads to people getting arrested 10, 20, 30, 40 times and not being actually incarcerated for a long enough period of time to keep the rest of us safe, right? And that's what you get with Arena, where her murderer was arrested 14 times. And Logan, that we just looked at, and her murderer was arrested 40 times, right? On 40 different charges.
Oh, your life was hard. Who cares?
Literally a get out of jail free card. Literally a get out of jail free card. Based upon the color of your skin and the fact that you were poor. But that is Marxist ideology, right? Because everything gets defined through class, which is based off of your race and your wealth status, right?
Yep.
So if you are at the top of that totem pole, which happens to be black, right, or black, gay, trans, or something like that, there is one person who is the most oppressed. I'm not sure who it is, but people can argue
Black
about
trans gay woman who's retarded.
In a wheelchair with
who's
braces.
retarded, yeah, who's also retarded and missing a leg, shows she's ableist as well and paralyzed.
He's in a wheelchair.
And deaf.
Of course.
Yeah. But the biggest crime of all, Art Vandalay for 2 says PSI prefers pancakes over waffles. Unbelievable. Thank you, Vandalay. Moonman for 2 says PSI prefers cider to eggnog, can't handle the lactose. All right, guys, I gotta skate over this. All right, cider men like me, we're catching too much heat over here. Ridiculous for 2 says, what's better, the Glock 47 or Glock 49? Do they shoot the same? So I am not autistic enough to notice the difference between the 17 or the 47. So I imagine the 49 is basically the same. Now, if you're like really turbo,
Buy whatever you like.
yeah, there's that too. Well, honestly, the 17 is not even made anymore. They discontinued that. So I would just go with a 47 though, because it's the full grip and the full slide with the shorter recoil system. I would just go with the 47 personally.
I carry a 19X every day. It does me well.
Do you do it well?
Pistols are preference for the most part, as long as you're not carrying like a SCCY or something.
Dude, yeah, well, yes, very true. Once you've reached a certain level of quality, like it is personal preference. Like it's like a Walther PDP and a Glock guy arguing about which one is better, but they both
It's
shoot
Ford
like
versus
the same.
Chevy.
Yeah,
It's come on.
Which is good. We're actually in a good place for most of the major handgun manufacturers, whether that be not SIG. Well, scratch SIG off there, but if you're Glock, Smith & Wesson, Walther, even Canix to a cheaper, more smoky Turkish extent. And then what else do
PSA
we got?
daggers, hell yeah.
Well, now you ruined it. You got the Ruger RXM. You got did I already say Smith & Wesson?
The best.
You got HK has their new handgun out, their new American handgun. Yeah.
If you want the best deal, go to your local pawn shop and see if they have a used Glock for sale for really cheap.
You're buying
Yeah.
RXM instead too.
Yeah.
Or buy an
Well,
RXM.
RXMs are
There's a lot
dirt
of
cheap
stuff.
too. They're like what, 350, 400 right now? They're so inexpensive for what they are.
I
In the
found them
past, I would have said CZ, but
Yeah.
CZ's gay, and
Although I did
They're
see
gay.
or Colt Canada released a statement saying that they are not part of any buyback destruction program, but I don't know if we can believe them. But I did see somebody send me an email about that. I haven't looked into it further though, so that's just wild speculation on my part, having not looked into it.
they're gay until proven otherwise. Guilty until proven innocent.
Real, yes, correct. This is the internet, sir. This is guilty until proven innocent. Uncle OG on Ko-Fi says, why people don't bleach in their chicken? True. You don't even bleach their chicken. No one you know of on Ko-Fi for 5 says, they can't hold us down. Damn the man. Yeah, that's right. We'll find a way. We always find a way. The Lightsport for 2 says, PSI likes hot dogs for the mouthfeel. Wow. All right. That's, it's like eating a Snickers upside down so you can feel the little veins go across your tongue. Some people it just feels like home. Sabardic Psycho on Ko-Fi says, why you can't put violent criminals in prison? ? That's okay. We'll put them on the ground and the judges with them. Oh, wow. Okay. Sabardic Psycho. Oh, wow. All right. That's a Ko-Fi message right there.
I wonder what he meant by that.
You just wanted to hang out with them on the ground or something. Chud McGill for 2 says PSI opinions equals gay. Source Genesis 1:1 through Revelation 22:21. Correct. Yes, objectively correct. We read that at the beginning, but hey, I'm glad I already have that pulled up, so you guys can just go bam. G17 Adore for 2 says Luke 10:19. Behold, I give you the authority to trample on serpents and scorpions, and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you. Words to live by. Thank you very much. You should always have confidence in the man who conquered death, being the Son of God. Appreciate that. Thank you, G17 Enjoyer.
The only way is through him.
Yes. What is that, John 10:14? Did I get that right? Did my childhood Bible readings and memorizations stick the landing there? John 10:14. Lightning and Mac. Actually, now I have to look to make sure I didn't say the wrong one.
Jamie, pull that up.
Wait, how can you not find John 10:14? Don't be retarded.
Jamie, clip that.
It's not me, I swear. Oh, no, I was wrong. Which one is it? Gosh dang it. It wasn't 1014. I mean, 1014 is also good. I am the good shepherd. I know my sheep and I'm known by my own. Yeah. But the way, the truth, and the life verse. Damn it. Now I have to know.
Somebody will
Speaking of
correct us
retarded-
in chat.
speaking-
John
retarded.
14:6. Jesus said to him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. That's the one. John 14:6. I got one of the digits right. Lightning Mac for 2 says Batman equals catch and release. Punisher equals death. Well, so at least in Arkham's universe, they go to prison before they break out, right? And they have to actually break out. So it's hard. There's more justice in the Arkham universe than there is in ours. How about that? And also, usually it takes them a little while to, regrow their broken legs and arms.
Everything's.
Yeah. Dude, the Batman videos are so funny. The Arkham games, what he does to those poor criminals.
Break somebody's
Acclimator.
spine. It's fine.
Yeah. Acclimator 23 for 2 says PSI doesn't dry fire. Last place, yet tries so hard. I mean, listen, there's practice scores that could be found out there. With 0 scores on them, just saying. Amar for 5 says, when I fill out applications, I have to mark white in the description. It says Arabs/Middle Easterns are white. I'm white. I don't care what anyone says. Well, okay,
That
that's
is
the thing.
legally true.
With crime statistics, it's a lot of the time you look into it, it's like perpetrator white, and then you see the profile pic and you're like, really? Mr. Muhammad Madan was white? Really? It's like, he's light skinned, yeah, but he's not white though. I mean, come on.
Do you know
But thank you,
the
Mar.
original reason for that?
Well, was
Well-
it because of bad crime stats, or what was the original reason?
No, the original reason why Arabs and people from the Middle East are considered white is because a Supreme Court ruling where I forget exactly what the case was, but it was some sort of Middle Eastern guy was applying for something and they wouldn't give it to him and they're like, you're not white. And he went through the entire court process. He got all the way through and he's like, where was Jesus from? Tell me I'm not white. And that was his entire argument to the Supreme Court. And now all Arabs are white in the United States legally.
Tragic. Yeah, you know what? Actually, I'm taking it back. Maybe Asians aren't the lowest crime demographic in the U.S. then, huh? I need the real numbers, okay? I need it broken down by ethnicity, like Scottish and English and Irish and Norwegian and German versus everybody else. That's what I need. I need to see who's actually the high scorer. Thank you, Amar, though. You're our honorary Aryan. Victor the Third for 2 says painter with a large canvas. I'm sure painters love using large canvases. Spencer Porter for 5 says, don't look up, the youngest graduate from Harvard was in 1962. Youngest
Jamie, pull that up.
graduate from
He's the Jamie now.
1962. Okay. As I type slowly away. What's wrong with this, homie? Yeah, that actually didn't pull anything up. You stumped him. I don't know what that means. I think you might. Did you spell the right year, Spencer? I looked it up. I didn't see it. I'm sorry about that, though. Mark, my contra for 5 says Richard something cringe and gay, so I can dry fire at it. Thank you, my concho. Yeah, so you got to change your PFP, Richard. Focus Trip's wife for 10 says, guys, should I be worried if I hear other footsteps upstairs while I'm stuck in the basement? Someone pretend to deliver a pizza and see if someone else is upstairs with Focus. I don't know what you're talking about, Anna. I wouldn't worry about it. Nobody else up here. Just mind your own business down there in the basement, please. Wyatt Fulkerson for 2 says the world's most famous dog shocker got doxxed. Hassan? Damn. That's completely unsurprising. You shock your dog in front of millions of people and they suddenly don't like it for some reason,
I find it really funny that all it took was a little bit of animal abuse, calling for political violence and all this other stuff, tolerated for years and years. Zap. Everybody kill him.
Well, that's the only thing, okay? Because the left
That's the
loves
leftists
dogs.
could only get
Okay,
it's the only thing that they could get through
There's
their
a
minds.
scale. There's a scale of loving dogs, okay? I love dogs. Vouch?
Destroying
also-
society, that's okay. Dog.
Whoa,
Whoa.
it's like I love dogs, but Vouch loves
He
dogs.
likes.
He loves dogs. Okay, he's got that
The
dog in
left,
him. You know what I'm
uh,
saying? He's got that dog in him. You know what I'm saying?
He's in that dog. He's in that dog.
Oh no! Wait. Moonman for 5 says stealing bread and milk equals violent crime. You just don't understand, white devil. Well, listen, if it's like, okay, if it
Maybe
is
there's
actually
bread and
if-
milk in that
if-
stereo equipment.
I was about to make that joke. I was like, if it's actually like stealing food because you are starving, like I think that there, like even in the Bible, it's mentioned. I forget the exact verse, but there is a proverb about that. It's like you still have to pay for it and face judgment, but it's like understand, like you forgive the person for stealing to survive. But then it goes on and it says like quite literally what happened to today is, but most of the time it's just stealing for stealing's sake. It's not actually because like you're about to starve. Aaron Keenar for 2 says Trench Grenade loves dudes who played woman face. Are you making jokes about his significant other? If so, that's not based, Aaron. Also, Trench Grenade stuck up for me, so I got to stick up for him. That's the bro code right there. How about that? I keep screaming MP4 for 2. Actually, I think I have a sounder for that. The most oppressed people, gamers. True, yes. Gamers have always been the most oppressed race. Glock 17 Enjoyer says Glock 17 supremacy. I agree. I have one on my desk right now. I can't show it to you, but I have a Glock on one hand and I have a CZ in the other. Okay, so I got the option, straight or gay, right here. Both genders. Thank you, G17 Enjoyer. Chud for 2 says Richard Gassy, and if you change it without cause, angry face. Ooh, oh no. Thank you, Chud. Aaron Keenar for 2 says PSI volunteers to shake dry people at the restroom. Hey, you need me to shake that for you, bud? Looks like you missed a spot.
Well, that's why I was going to make the joke earlier. His day job is just a professional scrotum inspector.
Yeah, maybe at the scrotum inspection factory. Killian Gallagher for 5 says logging out for the night, nerds. Well, you have a wonderful night, sir. Logging out for the night, gents. It's a date night. Ask yourself why they had swimming pools at camp. Well, listen, my favorite
In theaters.
my favorite summer camps have always had swimming pools and theaters. I remember we used to go to a couple summer camps every year growing up and did some volunteer work at them. But man, if you go to a summer camp that doesn't have a swimming pool, total drag, right? But with a swimming pool, experience is 100 times better. Thank you, Killian. Heath from Texas for 5 says, until it's confirmed that they aren't participating in the pew confiscation and destruction, the C in CZ stands for cuck. That's right. There you go. Cuck's dead, as the Canadians would say. Thank you, Heathen. Pop for 556 says, shout out to PSI for getting tripcord deleted. Unbelievable. So I don't get pinged by Nimda randomly throughout the day anymore. Well, Nimda hate is based, but removing my my Discord, which we're about to talk about finally. No, we're not even about to talk about it. We have another topic. Mega cringe hop. I understand the Nimda hate. It's justified, but
They have a
Todd Dogs for 2 says export the eggnoggers. Okay. Also, NGN mud slimes. I actually don't get that reference. I'm not advanced enough to understand, but yeah, thank you for the 2. Josh for 5 says shredded Korean Jesus looking at you read crime statistics with amazing abs. Now for some crime statistics. Oh my gosh, dude. That's super hilarious. You guys are way too fast. Thank you, Josh. Thank you for that. Amar for 2 says Deuteronomy 18:18 ESV. Let me pull it up. Did I spell it wrong? Or did you spell it wrong? That's the real question. And you wanted an ESV specifically? I have to cycle through all these lame translations. ESV, English Standard Version. Here we go. I will raise up for them a prophet like you from among their brothers, and I will put my words in his mouth, and he shall speak all to them all that I commanded him. Now, that's referring to Jesus Christ, not to Muhammad, Amar. I mean, just to be clear. But thank you for that. Appreciate that, sir. Spencer Porter for 5 says the search result was supposed to be Ted Kaczynski. Sorry, guys, I ruined the joke, I guess. I Googled it, and it did not pop up. But hey, Ted Kaczynski, youngest graduate in Harvard in 1962. Good on him. I wonder what he did later in life.
Probably
Thank you,
a
Spencer.
really cool guy.
I will watch your career with great interest. Moonman for 5 says the cause is money. Chud, Richard, Tito. Money talks. Poop for 2 says clearly catalytic converter equals 5-course meal. Indeed. Thank you, Poop. Lots of wiring in there. TK is Tiny Peen for 5 says could have just stopped at Trench Grenade loves dudes. Yeah, I mean, who doesn't love dudes? You love dudes. Like, who doesn't like hanging out with the bros? You know, just having fun. Moonman for 2 says Beretta model 84 380 or a Bulgarian Makarov. Well, I've heard.
Based.
Yeah, the Makarov is at least interesting. I've heard that the 84s, the Cheetahs in 380, just suck to shoot. Just actually suck to shoot.
Pleasant. The 30.
I will never own a
Model
380
82
after.
is the 32 ACP double stack. It's pleasant. The 84 and 380 are not fun. They're snappy. They hurt the palm of your hand for no reason because it's just straight blowback. If I had to choose, I would go with the Bulgarian Makarov for sure.
I was about to say the same thing essentially. I will never own a 380 because of somebody I know who had a personal experience getting shot a few times by 380 and 5'4" woman walked off 5 380 shots with Hornady critical duty and kind of colors my opinion on the cartridge in general.
Wow.
Hey, but
shot placement, that's what's
millimeter
important.
Makes a big difference. Makarov.
Vintage, what do you say? Makarov or 84?
So I've never heard people really bitch all that much about the 84. I need to buy one though because they're mad cheap right now. As for the Makarovs, I like shooting Makarovs, but they suck to shoot. Like they're not fun to shoot. Like they'd be slapping the hand pretty hard for what they are. I don't know if that's just the cartridge or what, but that's not a 3. I'm talking like 9x18.
The Model 84 is basically the same hand feel as the Makarov. I have the FEG, which is the aluminum frame, so it's significantly lighter and it's much more painful to shoot. But because Makarov's difficult to get sometimes, I just shoot 380 out of it, and it's very pleasant.
So all the Makarovs I've ever shot in 9x18 have been like they break the grips. Like the grips always end up cracking eventually, and it's just I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe that's just.
I bought replacement grips for mine immediately as soon as I got it. I didn't even shoot it. I bought new grips for it and put it on immediately.
Yes, it makes a huge difference. I got one that put the mag release up on my thumb and gave it way better ergonomics, and that made it way more enjoyable to shoot. If you're up to, Bubba pistol.
It's not even really Bubba. It's you just, yeah.
Yeah, semantics. I liked it though. But Makarov holds a special place in my heart, so long as the mags aren't fucked up, because I've had some fucked up mags in my Makarov, and double feeds on a Makarov are almost impossible to clear.
The mags for my FEG are $45 a piece.
Hey, quick announcement, guys. New Discord link dropped in chat, which is open enrollment right now. So if you want access to the new Discord, go ahead and hop right in there.
Oh,
so it is. It's in there.
Didn't know we were
Click
doing
on
that.
Yeah. The new Discord is linked in chat. Please go. May not last long, but go in there and have some fun. Appreciate
By the way,
gents.
PSI, because I know your manlet, fat Ben Shapiro looking ass is probably watching this. You're a literal nobody, nothing from nowhere. Nobody cares about who you are. You're the wormiest worm within the gun space. After a glossary scroll, after hearing about all this, you're something. You're
almost at the
else.
2-hour mark, Vintage. Remember that he is reporting this live stream as we speak.
Oh, I'm sure he is. I just can't think of anybody more pathetic than this guy. To be honest with you, the whole grift performative nature. My fellow we're weighing down our fellow conservatives.
Mm-hmm.
You're not a conservative, and you're not even mildly right wing. I think we all know that.
You're not a conservative. You're a gay guy.
Yeah, you're just a gay retard. You're literally just a gay retard. Fuck you. From the bottom of my heart, fuck you. If you really want attention, you're going to get it. It's just not going to be the attention you want. I promise you. Fucking asshole. Yeah, just what a dick. I hate that.
It's all right,
smarmy
dude. You're
feminine
gonna
bullshit.
listen, Vintage. We haven't even gotten into it yet. We are about to get into it. You're gonna have so much fun.
I assumed
do
you
not
already
worry.
did. I assumed you
No,
already
do
did.
do not worry, good sir.
We
I
saved it
didn't
just
think
for
it was
you.
going to take us an hour and a half to get to the main topic, but here we are. It's going to be a late Friday night, guys. Amar for 2 says Deuteronomy 18:15, which let me show this on screen, which is the Lord your God will rise up for you a prophet like me from among you, from your brothers. It is to him you shall listen. Now he follows it up by saying for 2, so are you saying Jesus was a prophet? No, I mean, in a way, you could say he was a prophet, right? But infinitely more than that. But you have to remember, in the Old Testament, Jesus is also referred to as an angel of the Lord. He's referred to in many different ways. It doesn't mean that he's an angel. It doesn't mean that he's a prophet. But the Old Testament does refer to Jesus Christ in many different ways, right? So what you're doing is you're conflating the word prophet with the prophet Muhammad, right? So you're doing a word concept fallacy where you're applying the same meaning to 2 words literally thousands of years apart, right? And you're saying, well, no, they mean the exact same thing. No, of course not. They have 2 very different reference. It's complicated. I understand that. And confusing. Focus for Wife for 5 says, why did my daily rations have a blonde hair in it? Angry face. Once again, Anna, I don't know what you're referring to there. I'm not blonde. You're not blonde. So I don't know where that hair would have come from. And David Coulter for €2. €2. One of our Euro bros. Says John 8
currency.
Yeah, it's worth more than the dollar. So it says, this is to the Jews in the temple, I want to say. You are of your father the devil, and your will is to do your father's desires. He was a murderer from the beginning and does not stand in the truth because there is no truth in him. When he lies, he speaks out of his own character, for he is a liar and the father of lies. And this is, I believe, Jesus referring to the Pharisees and Sadducees in the temple. Indeed. Thank you, David Coulter. Mega Base, thank you for the €2, bro. Poop for 2 says, Jesus was not a prophet. Jesus is God made flesh. No, of course, Jesus is not again, you're doing the word concept fallacy where you're like, well, Jesus wasn't a man. He was God. It was like, well, 2 natures, right? One person, 2 natures, as defined in the Council of Nicaea. Okay, that's what all Christians believe, right? Moonman for 5 says, my bestie past tense the guy with a 380 ball with 1 shot of ball ammo. Also, am I just perusing aim surplus and I love my current Makarov, want another? Okay, so you're asking us buying recommendations as you're doom scrolling aim surplus. That's actually kind of base. Rad's on for 2 says, PSI reminds me of Forrest Whitaker. He probably has the same breathing issues. Forrest Whitaker. Thank you, Rad's Arms. Moonman for 2 says, oh, never mind. They have a Star 9mm for $350. Interesting. I don't know what a Star 9mm is. And
Just
an
buy
accident.
everything.
It's a Star. You're talking about probably Spanish 9mm, 1911.
An Axegrind for 5 says, learn Bitcoin. You don't have to buy it, but you have to learn it. Yeah, unfortunately, that may indeed be the currency of the future. You never know. Okay, well, finally, we can get to the topic of the night. And again, we're going to make it very clear that PSI is coming after this channel. He does want this channel specifically removed from the internet. He has temporarily succeeded with the original Discord of 1,200 members. And actually, I do need to make something very clear, that the loss of our original Discord was tragic and monumental. It was not only financially devastating as well as emotionally devastating for me and my family to be under such a vicious attack by these people who lied about us, who said terrible things about us and attacked our income and continue to attack this channel's income, right? I also want to apologize to my hundreds of paid members and their contracts that we had together who no longer have access to that VIP Discord that they had. And it is, again, a huge, terrible loss, which we'll probably never be able to fully recover from. With that out of the way, we can continue on.
Yeah, trying to take food out of the mouths of your children.
Yeah, my 3
Insane.
wonderful children. As he'll say terrible, evil things about me in just a minute. So this is him responding to the stuff that he puts up on my story, which is, again, you guys saying some stuff in the chat, certain letters and certain orders, which some people find offensive, I suppose. So this is Practical Shooting Insights. This is PSI. He says his YouTube live stream, go report it. He is advocating you, telling you to go false report en masse my YouTube live stream. And he's posting this on his public stories to his Instagram account.
Some would say that's brigading.
Can we just point out how gay it is to see, like, holy shit, ... Like the performative nature of this
loser.
is so gay. He did. Oh my god, it's just.
It's all fake too. You know, that's the thing.
Yeah.
It's not even real, dog. It's like people
He
get
doesn't
upset
care.
at some people saying gamer words on, like, not even me. He gets upset that I allow people to speak. That's his
To
problem.
be clear,
You didn't censor your community enough. I'm
Now,
going to go
here's the
after
thing.
you.
These comments could be from one of his alt accounts. We don't censor stuff.
Well,
so how do we
we'll
know
get into his alt accounts in just a second, because he has many of them. Let me put this over here. Here we go. All right. So this is again, now PSI blocked me after I wanted to have him on for a conversation. So this is somebody asking in the community tab, hey, did the Discord get nuked or did I get kicked? And I respond nuked, and everybody else says Poverty Concept, Puddle of Chud, Art Vandalay, now very famous, say rest in peace, of course, for losing the Discord. Practical Shooting Insight says, glad to see the Discord do the right thing and remove the Focus Trip Discord server after I brought to their attention the hate-filled and disgusting rhetoric that ranged from discussion of genocide. Now, I want to be very clear here. Like, if you mention the Holocaust or the Holodomor or the Armenian genocide, you are indeed discussing genocide. There is nothing wrong with discussing atrocities that have happened throughout the world. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. So I'm not even sure what he's upset about there. The hate-filled and disgusting rhetoric that ranged from discussion of genocide and kicking pregnant women of various minorities. Now, there is one
They were
individual.
talking about me. They were talking about me.
There was
One
one
time.
there was
One
one
time.
individual. One individual made one joke about kicking someone, and PSI screenshotted it and ran to Discord over it. And I want to be very clear:
An
that was a
unserious.
joke. That was
No,
a
I wasn't
edgy
the one who
boy.
said it. He said he
No,
was kicking a black woman. It was me he was referring
Yeah,
to.
it's kicking you. Yeah.
he's
Yeah,
gonna kick
true. As
vintage,
Doug
and all of
says,
a
mostly
sudden-
upset to lose the ability to go into the server and write F at everyone. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that, Dugan. Although, yeah, Dugan kind of has the pass. As well as, listen to this, guys, sexist speech towards women as a whole. This just reads like the most, like, simpy, pathetic behavior imaginable. Like, somebody said something heckin' mean about women online. I will defend them. That's my duty as the
maybe they'll let me watch if I
the-
defend them.
the Brown Knight PSI. Thank you, Dugan. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you, Dugan. And hey, thank you for making those good videos too, and putting up music from like 12 years ago. This hate-filled individual that has stated publicly, I do that. So this is what he's claiming that I've said. So this hate-filled individual, me, that has stated publicly he does not believe in universal human rights. Nobody believes in universal human rights.
They don't exist.
Try to get these people to define what a right is. And they'll be like, oh, it's like this thing written on a piece of paper. Like anything
It
else.
applies to me and my friends, and it doesn't apply to you.
Yeah, I mean, like, nobody believes in universal rights, right? That's what, like, we have a justice system to deny people's quote unquote rights, right? We have a process to take away rights from people. And this is how the world works, right? Even if you're like a hardcore anarchist, if you believe, like, even if you follow the non-aggression principle, if you believe that if somebody comes up to you and threatens your life, you have the ability to take away his right to life under the non-aggression principle. So yeah, universal rights is just some sort of Reddit buzzword nonsense that, remember, they would absolutely not give you, because they want you deplatformed. You are too dangerous to be allowed online. They want you removed. So this complaining about my disregarding universal human rights, they do the exact same thing. Because there's no principles here. Individuals like this drag down any credible conservative cause as if he's conservative, and the 2A movement as a whole. Anyone has a right to free speech,
But
glad to
Unless
see
you're
Discord reject hosting a community that serves nothing but to radicalize and spread hatred.
that's not true.
Hey,
We had a tab that was
PSI, fuck
entirely
you, you
dedicated-
loser.
Yeah, fucking
Mhm.
smarmy Apex Redditor right here, ladies and gentlemen. The Apex
Well, so,
Redditor.
and to be clear, he is also, as he mass flagged and false flagged our Discord, he is doing the exact same thing to our YouTube channel. He's telling his followers to false report our YouTube channel, all of that. And he says, I hope at YouTube will follow by deplatforming this hate-filled individual. All right. Good
Wow.
luck. I mean, the internet's forever, bro. So I just, I really honestly appreciate you putting all of this out publicly on your main page, tied to a name.
Also, who has more hate within them? Let's be real here.
Well, so I think what they're really upset because I call people out generically,
By name.
right? By name. And I usually ask for justice, not vigilantes, not murders, nothing like that. Just I want the justice system to operate as intended, right? That's about as edgy as I get. All right, so this is PSI posted to his public stories, which I'm blocked from, so I have to have people send me screenshots or use workarounds, which I greatly appreciate you guys doing all the hard work for me. Thank you very much for that. What's interesting is they thought all I was going to post their hate-filled rhetoric to my account, which he did for like a second, and then he deleted it after he figured out that was a bad idea to post these stuff to my main account. In reality, it was collecting information to show the Discord and YouTube media teams they're playing checkers. I'm playing chess.
It's the most
did you get some-
insufferable-
It's.
Oh, did you get Reddit gold for that one, you fucking loser?
Diss you, my man. Diss you. Well, actually, so sorry. No, this one's you, my man. This is they're
No,
playing.
that's not him. Make him
they're
more
playing-
Mexican.
more Mexican.
Chess, not checkers.
They're playing checkers, and I'm playing chess. Okay, you wouldn't understand it. Okay, I'm very, very smart. All right. I have many Discord kittens. All right.
Let's say hypothetically, you were playing checkers. I would be playing chess. Okay.
And if you're playing checkers and I was playing chess, and the rules are incompatible, so we would be at a stalemate, would we not? Anyways,
Your move.
it's so funny, dude. And then these retards love that. Checkers, nope. ... Chess. This is like I don't know what to say. It's so
Level of cringe.
stupid. It's so gay. I mean, come on. You can't even be like interesting or funny. All right. Jason 91 Notch says, dude claims to be a Christian too, but doesn't have the balls to call out the lunacy on his own channel or Discord. He's a coward. Now, I would like to point you to an example of where I have not called somebody out for actions, even if they were a friend or a partner or anything else like that. I think we have a difference of opinion here, though. If somebody says something mean in chat, if they say something that's a little bit untoward, right? Am I going to like ban them from my channel or from the internet or advocate them to lose their jobs like you? Faggot. No, not going to do that, right? Somebody says something untoward in chat, you know what you do? You laugh it off. All right? That's what you do. When somebody sends like listen, PSI's homeboys, a couple of them, like literally 2 people, were sending me all sorts of terrible messages about me and my family. And you know what you do? You don't even respond. You just move about your day. They're losers. It's nothing. Just move on.
It's
Mean
the
words on
internet.
the internet, bro.
Ignore it.
Well, and remember, like he's saying all this stuff and this guy's calling me a coward. I asked for a conversation. I just wanted to talk. And he said, no, we don't talk to evil individuals like Focus Strip.
Lame, weak.
Anyways, PSI response posted to his public stories. He is anything but a Christian. Listen, I may not be a Christian, but let me tell you what you're supposed to believe as a Christian, okay? Insert that.
Christianity when I'm team anti-bad guy, and that's it, okay? You're not team anti-bad guy in my mind, well, then you're not a Christian. I'm sorry.
I'll have you know, Vintage, I've already drawn you as the soy jack and me as the trad, so checkmate. Checkers. Or what? Sorry, no, chess. Yeah.
I already drew you as checkers. I drew myself as chess.
That's a good. I'm gonna draw that up.
That's actually funny. He is anything but a Christian. They even had a channel to discuss Bible verses. We had, I believe it was called Constantinople, which was our more like Christianity themed channel where you would have discussions with Muslims, Orthodox, Catholic, Protestants, all sorts of fun stuff in there, which is now gone, of course, tragically.
If you're smart enough to get into the new server, there's also Constantinople again.
Oh, I need to keep dropping that link throughout the chat. Let me see. Okay, I'm going to keep dropping that link in chat just to make sure that you guys still have access to that new server. Next to the channel that discussed genocide and how women shouldn't be allowed to vote. Listen, my stance is very simple on women being allowed to vote. Repeal the 19th. That's my position. Now, you can dislike that. You can disagree with me about that. You can have a conversation with me about that. But it's not hate speech. It's a difference of opinion.
Voting's not a right.
Well, I mean, if we're talking about equality, only one of us has to sign up for a draft. That's all I'm saying. We have different duties when it comes to our quote-unquote rights, right? All right?
Yep.
But no, he's also in reference to, he's going to whine about us saying, also, like, does he not know what Christians believe about women? Like, Peter and Paul are very clear. I do not suffer a woman to speak and to hold authority over a man. Like,
well, I think they think of like Reddit, like you know, like the same pastors that are females that hang like LGBT flags up. Like that's like their headcanon for Christianity. Yeah. I think that's a lot of what they think, and those aren't real Christians either.
They think of that one misquoted Gandhi quote that's like mistakenly attributed to Jesus, and that's what they think about Christianity as a whole.
Well, yeah, Christianity to them is like, it's progressive, it's modern, it's like nice, and it would never do a heckin' crusade or something, right? But
he would be at an Antifa rally. He's brown, and he would be at an Antifa rally. Okay, he would hate you, according to a lot of them.
Yeah. Continuing on here. That discussed genocide and how women shouldn't be allowed to vote. Again, keep claiming good work. Thanks on the behalf of the 99% of gun owners who aren't total shitbags. He keeps bragging about it. Discord has lax moderation policies. For them to remove it, it must have been bad. Yep. So we are working on getting the original server back. Whether or not that happens, it's still a tragic loss to myself and all of my members and my family, both financially, emotionally, all that sort of fun stuff. But it got false flagged for illegal activity, which is fake and gay. There was no illegal activity on the Discord. So not even like hate speech violations or like bad content within the server or anything else like that. It was literally false flagged for illegal activity, which simply did not take place on the server. So it is, we're currently appealing everything, and it's in review with the Discord moderation team. And so there is a possibility at some point in the future that we just get the OG server back. Because I believe it was, again, by PSI and his bot farms, because he has 46,000 botted followers, 94% of whom have never interacted with another account. We will see some of them in just a minute. His AI bot farm followers, I'm sure it's just another false flagging campaign that worked on Discord. Probably not going to work on YouTube, though. YouTube is generally speaking a little bit better about that. Now, the people that hate you, just remember the names. Some of it's funny. Deshaun Johnson shooting, clapping emoji, of course. A brother, a man of color. All right, very happy that the hate speech has gone off the Discode. A better way to a. Also, massive faggots. Sucks to suck. Focus Trip is the unshowered taint of GunTube. Now, I will give him a little bit of credit. I haven't heard that one before. So at least it's like, it's a little funny.
It's original.
Right? It's vulgar. It's original. It hits, it's not bad. Okay. A little bit of credit there.
if anybody knows what an unshowered taint smells like, it would be a better way to a.
Ooh, ah.
Ooh.
Oh, now keep in mind that, again, this is my Instagram user because Practical Shooting Insights, we had a little bit of conversation back in the day when he was happy to work with me. And then I asked him, hey, this is like quite literally, these are my DMs with him. Hey, do you want to have a chat live at some point? ? And at that point is when he banned me or when he blocked me. I was very cordial. I was so nice. We were talking about the Phil Strader interview on Rumble and all the other fun stuff. He's laughing at my post. And just a couple days later, he's like, actually, you're heckin' bad now, blocked. Pretending as if we weren't working together on a couple SIG-related things just before that. It's so gay. It's so performative. Yeah. And as you can see, I was very cordial. I was very, very cordial. People celebrating the loss of my income, which again posted to PSI's public stories, which, you know, just for reference. Grifter's gonna grift, time to get a job. Little heart emoji. Remember that when he takes food away from my wonderful wife and 3 beautiful children. Just remember that. This I just thought was funny. Call sign Chorizo says, OP, are you Jewish? You know, just a normal question. Just a normal question you might have. And then Kusi.4, which is, let me see if I can pull up his messages to me. What did he say? Let me see, because he was one of the couple individuals that was not very nice to me today. He sent me some weeny messages, and I was big hurt by them. Let me see if I can find them. It might be really deep. Also, I do want to say I'm very, very thankful for the hundreds and hundreds of messages in support of me today. So much so that I cannot actually go back far enough to find Kusi's mean comments to me. Well, it's not even worth the time. So Kusi responds, at callsign Chorizo, at Kalashnikov USA, this piece of shit you apparently sponsor is out here making you look shittier than you already are. Right? I mean, what's wrong? Like vintage. Like, are you German?
Yeah.
Yeah, is that a problem? Is that racist for asking? I'm just curious. Are you German?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't KUSA out of business too?
No, they're
Just
back.
going to nobody.
They're
Oh, are
back
they?
now.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, call sign Chorizo, I think, is one of their shooters, and I think they are like kind of back because they were looking for a sale. Maybe they got it, maybe they didn't. You know.
Yeah.
It's now PSK USA.
It's
PSA bottom out.
Yeah.
Really? Oh shit.
I'm
I didn't know
joking.
that.
No.
Oh fuck! I
no.
believe you. You can't
Don't
just
be
do that to me,
silly.
dude. I would have believed it. I don't have
Another
Instagram
one.
anymore.
Questioning, of course, my religiosity. These people aren't real Christians because real Christianity is whatever I believe about you. Forget whatever your book says and your church fathers. Christianity is what I heckin' say it is, okay? They're extremists who would pervert religion to advance their own extremist goals and views. Crazy. Where have we seen this happen before in human history? And a little like, now, I want to be clear here, okay? If the church fathers were around today, they might hold just a couple extremist views and have some extreme measures implemented to return the world to its natural order. Right? Just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying.
They've changed what extremist views are. It used to be just normal views that everybody had.
I
Now
hold
it's
normal
bad.
opinions from 2005. I hold all the normal opinions from 2005. That's it.
Hold the moving goalpost.
Yep. We've been consistent.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Well, so
really
now
fighting against that Overton window shift that I don't think he understands.
I
Like
was going to
he's
say, gentlemen, you are the weight behind the pendulum swinging back from chaos to order. That's all I'm going to say. Now here, Egg here actually has a very valid point here. So if a woman can't vote in the church, can't even speak in church, can't have authority over man in a church, and we want to have
wear
a
head
Christian
covering.
nation, correct? Why should they in government elections? ? Right? Now, from a Christian perspective, this is a valid point, right? If we want to have a Christian nation, one where the government is not necessarily tied to the religion, but is perhaps, what's the right way to say this?
There's a cultural consensus.
Is based on Christian morality and on a Christian culture, for sure. So if you want to mirror them, like I don't believe there's any issue in a society saying we are going to limit our voting or our authority to that of men. as men hold the majority of duties, and therefore they get the majority of say. I don't have any issue with any society saying that. But they won't even have a discussion about this sort of thing. This wasn't about church leaders, but if you want to talk about that, all the women you listed were bold, who operated in their lane and influenced the men around them to step up and do the right thing. They weren't church leaders, and they weren't stepping into the roles of men either, which is very true. So, I mean, you can always point out great women throughout history. You have the Holy Mother of God, Mary, Theotokos. You have many, many great women throughout the Bible. You have many great women throughout Christianity. You have many saint women, right? No problem with great women. However, they do not assume the role of men, and great men do not assume the role of women. They have a separate role within Christianity and a unequal yoke, as it were. And again, if that offends you, well, then you're just not a Christian. Hey, what's up, Overton Windex? Now, this guy, Unclassified Anon, I just find this guy a little funny. So, now, this was hearted by PSI. If we let the racists and anti-Semites be the voices of the gun community, defending our rights becomes exponentially harder. Shame on him, shame on his audience, and shame on all other gun tubers that consort with and enable this guy. That's you, Vintage, and you, Bones. Unbelievable that other gun tubers would dare affiliate with me. Hoplify, you really think talking to anyone as a policy is a good look here? Again, they are against the idea of even talking to people.
Communication bad.
Yeah, Hop says, uh-oh, sat down at the wrong lunch table again. Yeah. Listen, Hop, I know that you have to disavow me and like back away and say that like I'm an awful evil person or whatnot, but I understand. It's all right.
You know what's
No, I doubt
nuts is
that.
everybody they're listing here, if they had their gay little utopia, all these people would be shot for interacting with you. Like, that's what I can't. It's like get past all of the performative linguistic faggotry. What they're saying is, hey, Hop, hey, Trench Grenade, hey, you. If we could run roughshot over your life, we would throw you in a mass grave too. That's what I see when I read this. It's very.
I mean, he is
That's my opinion.
He is very
They
clear.
want to ruin you.
Yeah, Rads should be offended. Didn't even get included. Brassfax didn't get included either. So I know there's a couple others out there. Glow So Bright didn't get included.
You don't have enough
yes,
clout.
CNR Arsenal got thrown in there for reasons. That's interesting.
Yeah. Well, CNR, like, he comments in the live chats, and I've had him on a couple times.
He's been on. I mean, yeah, but it's like of all the people, he's like tame. He's always like a nice guy when he comes on.
He's been great to have chats with.
Is wonderful. We have not been the greatest to him.
We've been terrible. We've been terrible to Othias. Othias is a trooper, though. He's excellent to talk to. We should just have him on as a regular guest. That would be awesome.
I do. I want to have him on to explain the rebrand.
Randy also got ignored. Tragic. Anyway,
how did Randy go under the radar?
Yeah, Randy's a big man to miss, all right? Hoplifile says, you really think talking to anyone as a policy is a good look? I mean, that's mostly my policy. There's only like a couple of people I'm not really interested in talking to. However, even like the person I rail against the most, Carl the Cuck Casarda, I would have him on because it would be so funny. It would be so funny to go through all of the wacky things he's said and done and watch him just babble speak his way out of them. It would be so funny. Trench Grenade, remember how much grief you got just for saying something along the lines of there's no place for bigotry in the army? Stay away from these assholes. It's not the cool club you want to belong to. Trench Grenade reached out to me, very supportive. Gondor calls for aid and Rohan will answer is what he said to me. So I greatly appreciate Trench Grenade for sticking up for me. Thank you, sir. Primary and secondary. Matt over there does a great job. I always appreciate his show and the level of expertise he has on that show and in himself, and some of the advice he's given to me privately. I greatly appreciate. You're an active duty cop. What the F are you doing on this show? Now, I mean, I haven't talked to Matt in a little bit, but I'm sure we have some disagreements on certain things, but I still greatly respect primary and secondary. and Arsenal, you're being a professor. You are being a professor to the internet Hitler youth. Damn, man. I mean, like, he's calling me a Nazi, right? And remember, you can punch, kick, and kill Nazis, right? and probably their families too. Which places I do believe that this is threats against myself, threats against my family, my wife, and my 3 young children. And I do take this very seriously when they use this sort of language against me and mine.
I take offense to being called a Nazi because I am firmly against socialists.
Well, ask them to define
correct, it's a crypto
fascism.
Nazi, right?
Now, unclassified Anon, no posts, no followers, 1 following. Who is he following? PSI. It is quite literally just a PSI alt account or one of his bot farm accounts.
And this guy also created an account on YouTube just to comment on PSI videos.
Listen.
Legendary.
Okay, so listen, AI bots is PSI's thing, okay? All right, it's his specialty. Fake followers, fake accounts, fake comments. It's his specialty online. So none of this surprises me at all. Now, with all that being out of the way, gentlemen, of course, he did succeed in getting the Discord removed, which is tragic loss financially and emotionally for me and my family, those who I support and love the most. And he also is going after my YouTube. Now, my YouTube account is roughly 80% of my income, I would say. And so he quite literally wants me to not be able to support my family, to afford the house that we live in, food on the table, all that sort of stuff. He is advocating publicly for me to lose my job here. He is advocating publicly for the mass false reporting, the false flagging of my YouTube channel to get me removed, deplatformed from the internet. And so, as such, if you gentlemen would like to support me in my endeavors to protect my family and to protect this community, what I am doing is opening a quote unquote war chest using the funds raised by this show to bring justice to the situation. Right. So if you are willing to support, if you want to give me the mandate of the masses, the mandate of my audience to bring justice, allow me to be your weapon in this fight, I would greatly appreciate it. And if not, you know what? Maybe it's been a fun ride. But either way, gentlemen, I greatly appreciate it. And that, for now, is the PSI topic. So, your thoughts, gentlemen?
I'm glad he's gonna get the attention he so desperately craves. You've made it, PSI. You're gonna get a lot more attention. I promise.
Deservedly so.
I think it's just I mean, it's shitty to see the Discord go. We will recover, of course, but I mean, it's like, dude, it's people being, edgy on the internet at most. Like, it's gonna happen. To me, it was a really good community of dudes. That's where I really was like, oh man, like this GunTube thing, there's cool people in it. And it sucks to just be like, actually, I have decided that you are all really bad people and this needs to go away now. So I'm going to get my bots to farm and get rid of you. And this is really shitty, dude. It's like, it costs $0.00 to not shit on other people's, parade. So.
Well, I think that I still have yet to understand the crime that I have committed other than allowing people to speak freely, mostly freely, left and right, by the way. Like we have retarded leftoids in our Discord, had in our Discord that just said the most retarded, stupid things imaginable, and still do.
We just make fun of them. That's all. But we still let them talk.
But that's my policy, right? As long as it doesn't violate Discord TOS, or as long as it's not illegal or advocating doxing or something else like that, like we basically allow people to speak their minds.
Nope, can't have that. We can't.
So all of a sudden you got all these like freaks coming out of the woods, and you're just some fucking queer.
That's really good.
Let me show this one. Now, these were sent to me by a special someone, and I greatly appreciate them.
I'm gonna say the N-word. I'm gonna say the N-word. I'm gonna say the N-word.
Well, I mean, listen, I think that this man, PSI, lives the most privileged life imaginable. If his biggest worry in life is like 4 out of 1,000 people saying some edgy words on a random Discord somewhere. If
Can't
that is
guys be silly?
if that is the biggest thing that he has to worry about, then he's living a pretty darn good life. But again, I believe that he has wronged me, hurt me financially, to come after me and my family, and done irreparable harm, both to me financially and to my reputation. And so I will seek justice to the fullest extent of the law.
As you should, Queen. As you should.
Yes.
Fuck you,
Indeed.
PSI.
It was perfectly timed.
Good look. Good. I feel so Sigma. That's a great little reaction clip. But yeah. All right. Well, we have a couple other things to talk about still, but we are going to get through all of your guys' support. Vintage, thanks for coming on. But if you need to rush at any time, any of you guys, I really appreciate your time. But I don't want to hold a gun against your head to keep you here for like another 2 hours.
I'm
You
getting
taking off,
out of here,
Bunty?
Kings. I got a shoot class tomorrow.
Oh heck yeah,
fun
super
time.
based.
Super fun time tonight. I was happy to be here to watch Rome burning, but I sit upon my castle knowing that we will rebuild it bigger and better than it was before. You gentlemen have a lovely evening. God bless.
God bless you too, man. Thank you. Appreciate it, sir. Have a good night. I'm going to drop his link in the chat. That is Bones Maloney, the greatest up-and-coming YouTuber of our generation. Calling it now. Thank you, Bones. Appreciate it, sir. Dropped his link in chat. Go subscribe to him right now. Right now.
Do it.
Support
All
the
right.
boner man.
Sabardic Psycho over on Ko-Fi. Shoot, where'd it go? Fresh Peanut says, can we fund PSI to go fight the evil bad people in Eastern Europe for $3? Well, he fights with these guys with sausages. That's his preferred methodology. Genosian for 11 says is the perfect example of how a child that wasn't loved by their parents act after growing up. He is also probably a first due patient I would have to lift because his woman's knees isn't able to lift his tungsten jello fat ass off of it. Richard, put me in VIP. Love you, Focus. Oh, thank you very much, Genosian. I appreciate it, sir.
I do not have control, so that would be...
Don't worry about it, Richard. Menacious says he becomes a member over on Ko-Fi. I appreciate that. Ko-Fi Caffeine Creep, which, listen, you would have been through a member on Subscribestar, Ko-Fi, or YouTube channel member. You would have had access to our VIP Discord, but you have been denied. Danger Zone also becomes a member over on Ko-Fi. I greatly appreciate that, sir. And you will have your justice. Amar for 5 says, it's very simple for us. Jesus is God's best and most favorite, most loved prophet, and he's the one being sent back on Judgment Day, not Muhammad to be king. Well, I agree that Islam has a high reverence for Christ. You still deny his divinity. Right. Well, no, you still deny his divinity, which is the same sin that non-Trinitarians such as Mormons commit, right? Where they say Jesus and the devil are actually brothers and they're actually the son of God, right? Whereas we would say that Jesus is God, right? So for us, calling Jesus a man is like the highest insult. It's denying his divinity, right? So when Jesus says, I am the way, the truth, and the life, which is a reference to him being the Logos, the word that was with God in the beginning, not a created being, right? He is eternally proceeding from the Father, right? So the eternal Father, eternal Son. If you deny his divinity, is to deny Christ, which is the most
Lord of Lords.
Is the most dangerous heresy you can commit as a Christian. So I understand the Islamic position, Amar, and I'm happy to have an actual talk with you at some point about it. But going back and forth in super chats, while I appreciate it, is expensive and it's hard to get points across it, quickly. But thank you, Amar. Moonman for 5 says, hey, take a break for a minute. I have to go to the bathroom, you horrible person. Thank you, Moonman. JC becomes a new YouTube channel member. I appreciate you, sir. You will have access to VIP, I promise you. Poop for 2 says, PSI is an Apex Redditor. Yes, that's good. Apex Redditor. Thank you, Poop. Focused Wife for 2 says, we don't want his defense. X. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Anna. I hope you're not suspicious of me. The Lightsport for 2 says, John, I'm go crazy over this airlock. We will let people in. Do not worry. Thank you, the Lightsport. Actually, let me drop the Discord link once again.
To get in, you do have to prove you're not retarded, though.
Yeah,
So,
there is a retard test.
Some of you will fail, but that's okay.
Why the fuck am I in there then?
It's a sacrifice I am willing to make. Michael for $10 says he says for you guys to get a job, yet he appears to have so much free time to stalk you and report everything. Well, I mean, listen, people have jobs and they have work, and maybe they'll have lots of time on their hands soon. Who knows? Mitzvot for 2 says, open the pod bay doors, Hal. Open them up, Hal. I'm sorry, Mitzvot. I have determined it's time for you to go. Ridiculous for 2 says, did you see that TGF said Ben Steger's sexist and racist? TGF. Who's TGF? The gun faggot? I mean, we're past the 2-hour mark. Who's TGF?
I jumped to that immediately too. I just didn't say it right.
Well, are you trying to say the gun collective like John Patton? Because listen, John Patton has said some very lefty, progressive, simpy things in the past. So I unsubscribed from TGC a long time ago. So
is he gay? Wait, is he gay? Actually?
Well, he's not gay.
Well, not like literally, but you know what I'm saying. Like
he is gay. Yeah. Oh yeah, he's gay. Like he will SJW simp for diversity really quick.
Well, keep in mind he hosted that event where people were barred because of their political opinions.
Dude, it's Tactical Girlfriend. Well, thank you, Warhammer Weekend Times. But yeah, Tactical Girlfriend. Like, if you're even listening to that, like, who cares, dude? If you hold any normal views from just a few years ago, you're like a fascist to that man. Okay? So like Tactical Girlfriend, Tactical Twink talking about anything, like who cares? But thank you, Ridiculous for the 2.
Didn't show any interest.
Well, yeah, that's the one thing Ben wouldn't hit, okay, is Tactical Girlfriend. Anything else is on the table, not Tactical Girlfriend.
Including the table.
That's fucking crazy.
That is crazy, but it's true, okay? Listen.
Hey.
Agardis, for 2 says the airlock's getting a bit rabid, guys. Don't worry. The airlock is for
don't worry, I'm gonna
purposes.
step in. I'll meet you guys at the airlock.
Vintage Warfare, the Black Queen will separate the wheat from the chaff.
He'll step in and fire off an to everyone in the fucking airlock.
Boy Anderson for 2 says the 19th Amendment destroys the vote of households. Well, yeah. So, I mean, if I was granted power tomorrow, I actually would not give the right to vote to men. I would give it to married men who owned land, maybe with children. Because to have a stake in the future of the country, to have a say over it, you need to have something risked. You need to have some progeny, something to give it off to, right? That's my opinion. And that's kind of what the Founding Fathers had in mind as well. They did not, let me tell you, okay, the Founding Fathers would not agree with our current state of affairs, all right?
That's been like one of the most annoying things recently, too, is all the, the average USGI was actually a, like, gay trans guy who was, like, kind of Marvel movie fighting the Nazis kind of thing. That's what I've been seeing recently.
Everybody in the past was gay.
Everybody in the past was gay and trans, and, they were like Spider-Man punching Nazis.
Okay. Heathen from Texas for 2 says, P.S. Cuck doesn't have me blocked. Time to lurk. Dude, he auto blocks a lot of people. Like, because Hop was blocked and he's never had an interaction. So that's the gay retard thing, right? He creates a second account to tag Hop because he can't tag him from the main account because he's already blocked him. So he has that fake burner account. He auto blocks so many people. You might be Vintage.
I wasn't right before the stream.
Well, wait, do you have a lurker Instagram?
Nah, this is on Twitter.
Okay, well,
I'm still not banned yet. Oh, Facebook. I follow him on my personal Facebook, actually.
Poop for 2 says focus. Check your Instagram DMs. I think I did. Did I miss it? Oh, shoot. I have to look at it on mobile. Sorry. Give me a second while Boomer John finds his mobile Instagram photos here. Scroll the messages. Find Poop. Poop sent a photo. View photo. That's graphic. Yep. Can't show that on screen, but, Not completely wrong, but thank you, Poop. I appreciate it. Everybody should follow Poop Dynamics on Instagram. Okay, Poop Dynamics on Instagram is a fantastic drawing meme page. I appreciate him very much. Let me actually drop his Instagram link.
Wait,
in
Poop
the
Dynamics? Wait, Poop Dynamics? I
Poop
met
Dynamics
him.
is Poop. Poop
I met
Dynamics.
him.
I have
Yeah.
not met him, but I really enjoy his page, and he's been good to me, so I greatly appreciate it.
Yeah.
It is very important to share the love with those that support you. I dropped his link, Poop Dynamics link, in chat right now. Thank you, Poop. Madden W for 5 says, so when someone has done financial and emotional damage to you and your family, could you hypothetically bring them to court? Madden, hypothetically, many things may have been set in motion by silly little actions that have silly little consequences, right? And when you brag about them so precociously online and post them so publicly with screenshots so available, like some would say it was easy. Thank you, Madden. Agardus for 5 says, Richard, if you need to look through that airlock, I'm sorry about the rest of your night. Oh, I'm not touching that then. If it's full NSFW in there, I'm not going anywhere near that.
I'm looking
Thank
right
you, Agardus.
now. What the fuck
Is it
going
bad?
on? I don't know. I'm about to find out.
Moonman for 5 says, Vintage Warfare, my tummy do be rumbly, and I am now the little Fed's room star model 30 question mark. I tell you no,
it.
my Black Queen.
Buy it.
Tell me not to buy
it. I know you're getting it for like nothing. Just buy it. It's a cool pistol.
Star model 30. There you go. Sorry, Moonman. Buy it. You're spending more money on that Star 30 than you are on Super Chats tonight.
They're like $150.
Well, actually, he might still spend more on Super Chats then. Negative 30 Degree Nightmare says, play the Sam Hyde clip on winning. Sam Hyde winning. Which one is that? Oh, this one? Yeah. I mean, this is just a freaking classic, dude. I laughed for weeks when this came out. This was so good.
Out in the heavyweight division.
Oh, you know it, lad. You know that, Hassan Piker. I'm coming to kill you in Los Angeles at your house.
Or in the ring.
No, in real life. I'm going to stalk him and become obsessed with him and wear his makeup and his dresses and use his skin as a coat like the ancient Irish did.
Thank you very much for the $2. Blood-based drops $100. Said nothing, but I am sure people responded to him with the correct letters and numbers, if applicable.
You don't get to ask those questions. What's wrong with you, Mom? Why are you so scared?
Candace. Dude, have you never seen the Candace clips are weird, dog. Candace is
I got chills, bro.
It feels a little fake and gay. Gotta tell you guys, it feels a little fake and gay, and there will be no fakeness and no gayness.
Like,
you don't know.
As bad. It was how she did the like.
No, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
The Candace.
Weird,
I cropped out some of the other stuff that was said about Candace
You
in
don't
that.
get to ask those questions.
You're getting called a slur. I don't know which one. Whichever one I feel like saying at the moment. You're getting called a slur.
Yeah. No, you don't get to ask those questions. I don't know what the context of that clip was. All I know is it's psychotic and people sent it to me, so I had to use it as a reaction.
Possessed.
Liz, Candace is on some wacky stuff. That's what I'll say. Whatever she's on, like give it to everybody.
She's possessed by L. Ron Hubbard.
We have JD Vance's favorite couch for $20. Says PSI the largest engagement hacking grifter of them all. Well, that's the thing though, dog. PSI, he has 46,000 followers. 94% of them have never interacted with his page.
It's like a joke, man. He gets like 20 likes of fucking.
Listen,
on Instagram.
I have 7,000 followers and I get like quintuple the amount of engagement that he does. So anything that he's bragging about is pathetic. He literally is a man sitting in his room with an army of voices in his head. That's all they are. They're pixie dust, fairy dust. It's not real, right? And they're like, oh, me and my army, we're going against him. We're taking down the man. That man, he said something mean about Lena. Oh, I'm going to get him. But yeah, Couch, thank you very much for the $20. I appreciate that, sir. We will put it to good use. Amar for 2 says, some can't comprehend that we can disagree and be civil. That's right. You know, it's like we're Christians and Muslims. We've been fighting for what? 1,300 years, roughly. Some of the earliest engagements between Christians and Muslims, and we can have a civilized chat. I could have a more civilized chat with someone who is like diametrically opposed to my eschatology than somebody who like calls me a meanie online because of how pathetic these leftist progressive faggots are. Thank you, Amar. I greatly appreciate it. Mythology becomes a YouTube channel member. I promise you, you will have access to VIP, inshallah.
And let somebody fuck with that.
Yeah. No, this is a great great channel name. Somewhat fancy for $50. It says, which platform is the best to support you on to become a member and get VIP or VPI? Also, which Holodomor or Red Dot is best for EDC? I love the 507 comp, but for EDC, just go with like the 507C or the 407C. Those are like the best. They're really, really good for the money, dog. Quite literally, for $150, you can get a 407C that's as good as almost anything else out there. So 407C for $150, $175, somewhere in that range. Now, the best place to become a member is probably Ko-Fi, because Ko-Fi only takes 5%. If you want access to giveaways and some exclusive content, go over to Subscribestar, and that is also a really good place. So if you want some extra content, go to Subscribestar. That's what I would recommend. Thank you, Somewhat Nut and Fancy. That is incredibly generous of you, good sir.
Yeah,
I appreciate it. And a great channel name.
Subscribestar is a better bang for your buck as an individual.
Crack for $14.88 says, check your Subscribestar. A message? I don't see any new messages in my Subscribestar. Unless I'm missing something. Did I get an email about? Let me check my emails real fast. Oh my gosh. Crack donated $88 directly on Subscribestar. Now, does it come with a message? Can I see? Sorry, Subscribestar is a little wacky sometimes.
He says he didn't message.
No message? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there is a message. It says screw PSI. So, but thank you very much. That is insanely generous of you. Crackalactaca over on Subscribestar. Thank you very much for that, sir. And 1488 here. Dude, over $100. You are insanely generous, sir. Jake for 2, he has the right message. Use Ko-Fi. Buy war bonds today. That's right. These war bonds will be used to good effect. Thank you, Jake. I appreciate it, sir. Mitzvot for 2 says, what happened to SV89? Is he safe? Is he all right? SV89, we do a little crash out sometimes. We do a little anger management class. It's all right, though. We'll get it figured out. I appreciate it. Thank you, Mitzvot. Coppertone 32 for 5 says, Vintage tried to give me an Indian SMLE that was fished out of the Ganges. And he didn't buy it? Listen, I look at that face. Look at that face. I would trust that face. You can buy an SMLE fished out.
You can trust any Indian SMLE. You can trust me.
Bro, you don't want sepsis with your SMLE? What do you think the S stands for?
It's true.
You don't want the Jeter Yeeter?
The Jeter Yeeter. Damn.
Gay.
I want Overton Windex for $100 says, so riot? I'll bring the brisket sliders. That's right. Yeah. This is a white man's riot where we talk peacefully to one another and we don't burn any buildings down. I'll have you know. But thank you. The $100 is insanely generous, Overton.
They ask you how you are. You just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
True. Thank you. Thank you, Overton. The Lightsport for 2 says, John, please show me the rest of that Candace meme, please. Well, at least you're not making me say things in awkward voices.
You don't get to ask those questions. What's wrong with you, Mom? Why are you so scared?
Vintage's face. Oh, it's worth it. Carnivore for 100. I'm running out of clips, guys.
Yeah, we just got asses kicked.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
For $100 says, I heard PSI loves to swallow. Silly cab. He's a I can't even talk. 2 hours in. Sorry, guys. He's a participation trophy. Want to be. That wasn't even qualified to get the attendance trophy. First super chat ever, by the way. Dude, that for a first super chat, you went big or go home, bro. $100. That is insanely generous of you. Boomers rock, and I'll tell you what, a cab is when you're old enough. By a CIB, do we mean a combat action?
Combat action badge, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Well, hey, listen, man, You were in the right generation to actually fight. I know lots of people that have been in and wanted action and couldn't get it, but that's not my deal. But thank you very much. $100 is insanely generous. And listen, I want to be clear. While there is some boomer bashing that goes on, for sure, I can't deny that. I know some pretty based boomers out there. Let me tell you. So I appreciate that. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Carnivore.
The only boomer bashing that happens is when you and I both fail.
Or when Vintage has to abuse a widow for her collection.
Sometimes you just gotta, you already know what I'm gonna say. Sometimes you just gotta skull fuck a widow.
Yeah, there it is. There it is. He said it. Bushmaster on Rumble for 2 says PSI stands for pegged by 7 inches.
Oh.
Whoa.
Is his name Muhammad?
I don't want to see. I could play that clip for Amar about Muhammad being ridden all night by 5 swarthy gentlemen. But have you ever seen that clip, Vintage, of one of the hadiths where it talks about Muhammad and his servant being ridden by black men in the desert at night?
No, that's what
Yeah,
I think I would remember that.
It's canon, baby.
That is accurate.
It's canon.
Accurate. It's accurate.
You would say accurate correctly, which I can't complain. I can barely talk. Discard the Evil for 5 says, call Mormons Desereti. It's more Islami in line with their religion. Oh, okay. Desereti. Well, it's like white people Islam, okay? It's Bible fan fiction. Plastic Guy for $1 says, getting ready for another Outlaw 2-gun tomorrow. Please start the Dry Fire Chiron. All right. You want to put up the banner, Richard? Bushmaster for 2 on Rumble says, if you get the chance, I'd highly recommend reading the book 7 Pillars of Wisdom by T.E. Lawrence. It has a lot of very interesting insights about the Levant prior to and during the Great War. Let me write that down, because if I don't write it down, I will forget. That is the 7 Pillars of Wisdom by T.E. Lawrence. All right. Thank you very much, Bushmaster. Greatly appreciate it. I think that catches us up on Rumble. Over on Ko-Fi. Danger Zone for 5 says, Christ is Lord, repent sinners. Indeed, we all have to pray for redemption and for repentance for our sins. Appreciate that, Danger Zone. Sherlock Domes over on Ko-Fi is a Ko-Fi caffeine creep. New membership. I promise you will have access to VIP one day. Gideon Young for $10 on Ko-Fi says, PSI is a MiG-15. Just joined, so not sure what I missed. But though it's over now, we will be so back. Christ is King. Indeed. Thank you, Gideon. And Gideon also becomes a Ko-Fi caffeine creep. And Almost Unpleasant also becomes a Ko-Fi caffeine creep. Greatly appreciated, gentlemen. Thank you very much. YouTube. Rad's Arms for 5 says, let PSI know that I pooped myself in an IKEA parking lot so that he can attack me next. Yeah, I mean, that's what we need. We need to use PSI to build up our audiences. So we'll have him go after you next, Rads. I appreciate it. I'll have your back for that.
Thank you, Rads. Incontinence Arms.
Incontinence Arms. Chud for 5 says, we Appendix 34s with full-size lights and a 507 comp in this server. Any downsides to running 507 comps on cogs instead of RMRs? Question mark. They're just bigger, right? So they're just much taller. So I think 507 comps are a little bit more fragile than some other red dots. So that's the only thing I would be concerned with on like a quote unquote fighting rifle, is the fact that they are bigger and therefore a little bit more fragile. Subarctic Psycho on Ko-Fi says, I appendix a Glock 29. I own more than one Glock 29. I know how to use them. I want PSI to know what he's up against. Well, that is a man's man right there. Considering that the Glock 29, which one is that? Glock 29 is the, pull it up. It is the 19 sized 10 millimeter. That is hilarious. So 10 millimeter in a 19 package.
Sounds lovely to shoot.
That sounds miserable to shoot. Tulip also becomes a Ko-Fi caffeine creep. Appreciate it, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you, Chud. PSI is a assortment of emojis. Focus Strip's wife for 5 says, double dog daring Focus to play an Arby's ad to lighten the mood. This is not worth the $5. Arby's.
Which version of Arby's?
Dude, that's the problem. That's the problem. Is some of them just have very explicit words. Shoot, dude, I gotta listen to this first.
It'll be fine. Just click on one of them. I'm sure.
No, that's
let
the
it
thing.
roll. We're 2 hours in.
Oh. Arby's. Two of those things for just chicken. Oh. Arby's. We have the chicken. It's surreal. Surreal. Arby's is really starting to second guess this Pepsi. Beef. Pepsi. Two of those things for just $6. Oh, yeah, 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 oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Arby's. We have Pepsi.
Oh my gosh. Okay, whoa, dude. Some of them are so bad though, dude. I don't know how they're still up on
the
YouTube.
bad ones. Fuck. I'll look that up later.
Go ahead.
Ever since Burger King dropped that dumbass commercial about having a burger you could fuck, we've been hard at work here at Arby's headquarters, and we developed a burger that you can fuck and eat. Take that, burger queer. I shoved your burger in my ass, and I liked it, bitch. In fact, I already fucked the burger we show in this commercial, and I came hard in that nigga.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I just about our Arby's marketing team must be held to account.
How dare they?
Whoa, I apologize. If any children are watching, I greatly apologize.
God,
That
I
was
hope he clips that.
way too
PSI,
rough.
clip that part.
Clip that
White
one.
supremacists watch Arby's commercial. It's like, oh, fuck this burger.
Well, I mean, it has 1 million views on YouTube, so YouTube approves of that. Come on. Weekend Gunner for $20. Thank you very much, Lance. Actually, you know what? For $20, you get an ad spot. How about that? You could go to Weekend Gunner right now, and you could buy a mega-based hoodie that looks super fresh, super fly, literally the best-looking sun hoodies around, and you could look not so homeless. Somebody might even be repping one of them right now as we speak.
That's right.
Yeah, you want a sun hoodie? You want a sun hoodie? Go get one. How about that?
I'm not
Hey,
repping
yo.
one right now.
Weekend Gunner, where my Splitter-Ton Moose one?
That's right.
Hurry up. Chop, chop.
I'm always afraid that when I say his real name, that I was like, oh, am I doxing him? Because some people don't have the real name out there, but then he just has it and it's about me. Yeah, go buy one right now. How about that? I have this one in my closet right now. Okay. Thank you, Lance. I appreciate it, sir.
Make sure you call him gay at checkout, too. Make sure you put that in the notes.
Yes.
Yeah, they've been
Also,
doing good.
please call Lance very gay. Carnivore for $50.
Have you ever been feasted by an African king? It'll be me.
God damn it.
Says not to be confused with the honorable CIB candy ass bitches. All right, Carnivore. I know people always like that's the thing in the military. You just hold your CAB or CIB above everybody else who doesn't have one, apparently. It's bro vet culture. Madden W for 20 says, you going to add thank you with the growing list of video reaction clips. Also, what is the best pistol red dot sight for night vision boys? The EPS is surprisingly good. Let me see. I actually have that sound here, though. I think I showed it to... where is it? Let me see. I can find it. Maybe not. Oh, there it is.
Thank you.
Yeah, so EPS is pretty good. Most of the Hollow Suns are all right. Most of the Trigicons are pretty darn good. I haven't used any of the Vortex undernods, but it's kind of I think Hop would be a much better person to ask that question because I just don't have as much time under night vision at all, or specifically with pistol optics either. But thank you very much for the $20, man. I greatly appreciate that. Thank you, sir.
I use iron sights because I haven't bothered to get my slide milled.
Nah, well, iron sights still work. Agardis, member for 2 months, says, sorry, what happened?
It was vintage confirmed.
In the desert.
I remember that.
Agardis for 2 months. Is VIP gonna come back? Yes, it will. Do not worry. The VIP shall return, inshallah. God wills it. Heathen from Texas for 2 says, I'm appendix carry my new Glock 40 to own PS. Fuck. All right. Yeah, go ahead. He'll be jealous of how much you can shove in your pants or something like that. Wait, do I have to watch this, Dank, or is that something else?
Oh, that was related to earlier.
Okay, perfect.
You can play it.
All right. No,
It's
do I
not
have to
bad.
play it? Is it funny or is it bad? Is it good? Is
You
it
don't have to
relevant?
play it.
Okay. All right. Well, finally, thank you the support is absolutely unreal, sirs. It is completely undeserved, and I greatly appreciate it, and I will try to be the best steward of that as I can to execute justice for you. And it just won't stop. However, today, Vintage, I don't know if you saw this, but a lot of outlets and vendors started reporting that FN has indeed discontinued almost all of the SCAR models for civilian sales. They will no longer be offering the SCAR for sale.
Oh fuck! Great. Now it's gonna be even more expensive now. Fucking
Price
shit.
gouging. Woo!
Great. Why? Stupid. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tragic.
All right.
Anyways, 10 grand? 15 grand? What did I say? 20 grand for that rifle? Damn. All right, you guys
I'm
are
gonna
crazy.
Wait until you're in your 70s. I'll get it at your estate sale.
Man, I can't
That's
believe you
what you'll
want
get it from
25
my
grand
widow.
for that rifle.
No, that'll be in my will is Anna cannot sell it to you.
We'll see about that.
There you go. Look at it. Look there now. Okay.
Wow,
That's
I totally
actually
want to
Andrew's.
own one.
I actually need to send that back to Andrew. I've had that for so long.
It's not even yours, fucker.
No, it's not even mine, dude. But no, they announced, so the 17 non-reciprocating charging handle, the 20, 20S, 16, 20S, they have like 4 pages of this. FS 2000. I don't know if that one there was already discontinued or not, but the 17S, 16S, all of this stuff is now
Not
on
the
there.
FS 2000. This is okay. This is my personal 911 now. I want boat gun, and that's damn it.
They're all discontinued for civilian sales. So
Your
quite
personal
literally,
October 7th.
quite literally, what is out there is what you have access to. So you go to your local gun store right now that has one on the shelf and you buy it before they realize it's about to double in price.
I don't understand why they're ditching the FNAR.
Well, I can almost guarantee you why they are.
The sales.
Well, the sales probably aren't that good, but they are going really heavy into the IWS system, right? So the increased lethality, reduced weight. So their new baby, this guy, which they've already delivered some of these rifles for testing for the irregular warfare division, right? So these new rifles that they're talking about, I can almost guarantee you they are putting it all on black.
I can't wait to never own one.
So fucking gay. Are you kidding me? I'm not going to own boat gun now for less than $10,000 because this gay piece of shit is taking over. That's why.
Yes, sir. 6'5" by 43, baby. This is the new hotness right here, which is it's kind of hideous. It's a hideous. We talked about
It
this.
doesn't even look aesthetically nice. It looks
no, dude.
gay.
Double side charging handles. Look at that. There are 2 flaccid charging handles on either side, and the stock folds both directions.
I'm gonna have to look at a video of this thing.
Yeah. Well, it's like early development stages for this. Now, of course, FN isn't going to be discontinuing all models, and they are still going to be doing contract sales. But as far as the civilian market goes, almost all models are gone.
I noticed the Guardian wasn't on there.
Well, the Guardian actually, what's funny is the Guardian probably actually sells okay because of how cheap it is compared to the rest of FN's lineup. Like in an LGS for $1,000, if somebody walks in and they see an FN rifle, they'll be like, "Oh, I know FN. That's a military rifle, ain't it? I'll buy that."
Yeah, I was.
You know what
more so
FN
joking
stands
about
for.
the fact that it's not pulling away from their manufacturing capability.
No, I
They're
actually
not
don't.
making it.
Yeah, I mean, so this is what's replacing all your scars and everything else. So now I just grabbed a few screenshots. This isn't all of the models that are discontinued, but yeah, they did discontinue a heckin' lot of models that will no longer be available for sale. So quite literally, if your local gun store has not upped the price of a tuna or one of the
Tuna.
17s or 16s that you want, I would take a look at that. And I'm sad that they got rid of the 20 because the DMR Scar, like I like the concept of it because it's relatively lightweight, super accurate, 6.5 Creedmoor. Oh, actually, here we go. 551 says, I'll sell you the one at my work in Rapid City for 10% off the asking price. What's the asking price? Send it to me on Instagram because Rapid City is only a 4-hour drive. Listen, to get a piece of history and a sound financial investment, I'll drive 4 hours. You can't stop me.
My buddy just bought 3 Scar 17s too because he's afraid the dollar's going to collapse. So he's just like buying guns, and he bought like just all Scars. So this he hit the lottery, I guess.
Wait, 3850 for an F2000 or a Scar 17? Because 3850 is, I mean, obviously. All right. What else did there's one other story I had. Oh, this one was nuts. So this is, have you heard this story? The Tennessee explosives plant leaves 19 people missing and feared dead, sheriff says. The Army munitions plant. The Army munitions plant is gone.
Yeah,
like it disintegrated. Now this is a 8-building complex with 20 employees, and it disappeared. And all 19 workers are considered missing, probably dead. Because, like, quite literally, this was a facility, and it is now dust.
They're not missing, they're misting. They're
Oh wow, fuck, that's terrible.
Well, no, and there's some close-ups here in just a second. So in McEwen, Tennessee, a blast completely leveled, an explosives plant Friday in rural Tennessee, leaving behind a mass of twisted metal, burned out shells of cars, and at least 19 people missing and feared dead, authorities said. There's nothing to describe. It's gone. Humphreys County Sheriff Chris Davis said of the blast site at Accurate Energetic Systems, which supplies and researches explosives for the military. He said it was one of the worst scenes he's ever seen, especially gut-wrenching because he knows 3 families connected to the tragedy. Davis said multiple people were killed, but declined to say how many, referring to 19 missing souls because officials were still speaking to family. So for reference, like that's a husk of a car, and these are like supporting I-beams and whatnot parts of the structure. Like, this was a large facility that got turned to dust. Presumably instantly. There is nothing left. Gone. The blast occurred at about 7:45 a.m. Davis said aerial footage showed the company's hilltop location smoldering and smoky. Debris was scattered over at least a half-mile area, and people more than 15 miles away felt the explosion. Families of the missing were waiting in a parking lot by an undamaged building near the site Friday afternoon, waiting for news as officials searched the site. And again, so it doesn't look that big from the aerial photo, right? From up here, it doesn't look like that big. It looks kind of small. But then you zoom in and you're like, no. That's a car that's gone, right? So this was a large facility that had 8 buildings on it. The company's website says that it processes explosives and ammunition at an 8-building facility that sprawls across wooded hills in the Bucksnort area, about 60 miles southwest of Nashville. It's not immediately known how many people worked at the plant or how many were there when the explosion happened. Davis said the investigators are trying to determine what happened and couldn't say what caused the explosion. Emergency crews were initially unable to enter the plant because of the continuing detonations, Hickman County Advanced EMT David Stewart said by phone. Now, this is very dark and horribly tragic, and I would recommend everybody pray for the families of these men, as I cannot imagine anything more tragic than waiting outside the facility. You see it burning as EMTs and firefighters and medics are searching for the 19 loved ones that are presumed dead at this point. I don't know if there's anything else that could be more gut-wrenching for those families. Pray for them. If there's some sort of support you can offer them, or if you're local to them, or if there's some sort of official GoFundMe setup, I would, if we can actually find that, Richard, if there is some way to support, and I'd be happy to drop the link in chat for that sort of thing, because that is absolutely tragic. Davis said the investigators were trying to determine what happened and couldn't say what caused the explosion. Emergency crews were initially unable to enter the plant because of the continuing detonations. By Friday afternoon, there were no further danger of explosions, and the scene was under control, according to Greg Collier, spokesman for the Humphreys County Emergency Management Action. Accurate Energetic Systems, based in nearby McEwen, did not immediately respond to a phone message seeking comment on Friday morning. The company has been awarded numerous military contracts, largely by the U.S. Army and Navy, to supply different types of munitions and explosives, according to public records. The products range from bulk explosives to landmines and small breaching charges, including C4. Now, this is just absolutely tragic. The worst place possible for an accidental explosion, an accidental fire, because it's quite literal. Whatever measures they had in place to make it safe obviously weren't enough, as the entire place was just obliterated in a very short amount of time. When the explosion occurred, residents in Lobelville, a 20-minute drive from the scene, said they felt their homes shake, and some people captured the loud boom of the explosion on their home cameras. The blast rattled Gentry Stover from his sleep. I thought the house had collapsed with me inside of it, he told Associated Press. I live very close to Accurate, and I realized about 30 seconds after I woke up that it had to have been that. Let me see if this video has the actual noise in it.
No crowdsourcing as of yet.
Yeah. It's just terrible, especially for the families. Only positive I could think out of it, it was probably instant. But yeah, it is just.
I mean, yeah, as soon as they realized something was happening, they were probably gone. Like, even if there was some sort of chain reaction, they probably heard a boom on the other side, and then it was over.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Oh no, I think there is. Yeah. Yeah. So you can hear that. So we probably live 15 miles as the crow flies. So I wonder how far away this video was, but you can hear it, you can feel it, everything shakes.
15 miles through a fairly wooded area from the looks of the overtop recordings of it.
Yeah, absolutely tragic. And it's just, yeah, pray for the families, support in any way that you can, and just absolutely, yeah. I mean, it's just gone. Well, that's a dark way to end the stream. Should have saved the Arby's ads for after that. But hey.
Damn.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jake. Yes. Pray for the families in Tennessee. God give them peace. Yeah. 100%. Pray for them and do whatever you can. All right, gents. Well, we're going to wrap up here and then hop out. Give everybody a great Friday night. Spend time with your friends and family and get to it. There's work to be done for all of us.
I have to go to work tomorrow.
Oh, what are you doing, man? Vincent Boogaloo. You'll do great, man. Vincent, that's why they give you the big bucks. Vincent Boogaloo for $20 says, "Hey, PSI, I'm your Huckleberry." Good reference. Thank you, Vincent Boogaloo. Appreciate it, sir. Farva 662 for 5, says, "I used to be a 2A absolutist. Thanks to MiG-15s like PSI, Better Way 2A, and Carl the Cuck Casarda, I no longer believe that everyone deserves gun rights." Well, I don't think that a such thing as an absolutist actually exists. And when somebody like PSI or Better Way 2A especially, or Carl the Cuck Casarda say that, oh no, 2A rights are for everybody, and then you say one thing to the right of Stalin, and they're like, well, actually, I want to kill you, though. So they don't actually believe in 2A for all. They do not believe that. They believe fascist, which is everybody, right? That's all of us. That is generic conservatives. We're fascists. They believe that you should be disarmed. You should be deplatformed. You should not be allowed to work. You should not be allowed to defend yourself. And you should be in a mass unmarked grave somewhere. So yeah, they use the 2A for all as a shield. They lie to your face while they use it to stab you in the back. Thank you, Parva. And I also do understand that people like to think in in this generality where it's like, I believe in free speech for everybody, for everything. I believe in gun rights for everyone and everything all the time, right? And I think that's a little bit of a naive way to view the world, because it's kind of like the libertarians pretending that the levers of power do not exist so that they do not handle them, right? So like me and a libertarian will be arguing over who should control the levers of power, while the leftoid walks over to it, grabs the gun, and shoots both of us. Ridiculous for two says, why no affordable Scar clones yet? Gun is ancient. I think there's been a couple like attempts at Scar clones, but I think it's just maybe FN is really litigious. Maybe they're really, really litigious. But I don't know. That's actually a good question. I'm not sure. Ridiculous.
Just ask PSA. They made a clone.
No, they didn't make a clone.
All the PSA shields say they did.
Oh, we're talking about the Jackal. Sorry. I was confused. I was like, what are you talking about? Coppertone for two says, I think the new FN rifle is cool. All right, Coppertone. You know, I mean, I hope it's cool too. Okay, listen, it's between that and the M7. So, like, take your pick. Pick your poison, as it were. Thank you, Coppertone. Chud for two says, FN 2000s have been discontinued for years. I want one. Well, they're not going to get any cheaper.
Yeah.
But no, I was just pulling pictures from their discontinued list, which happened to have a lot of Scar models on it, and some TAC Sport 2s and stuff like that. Thank you, Judd. DM Louise for two says, vintage, where can I pick up a surplus Benelli M4?
Fucking, depends what you mean by surplus. If you're looking for like a cheap police surplus version of it, good luck. I haven't seen any yet. You're still going to pay a lot of money for it. So nowhere yet.
Just spend your entire paycheck.
Yeah.
Yeah, what else you got? You don't have responsibilities.
And if you do, ignore them.
Yeah. Oh, did you find that APAC clip, Richard?
Yeah, I linked it.
APAC, what's it called? QR code? There we
Yeah,
go. Okay, we will watch that. That'll be a lighter news. DM Louise says, okay, yeah. Thank you. Janosian over on Ko-Fi says, to lighten the mood, let's watch John Witherspoon talk about the Billy Stick. I think that's an old comedy bit, but I think we'll save that for another time, Janosian. Thank you very much for the 3. Janosian for another 3 says, also focus, the hair looks absolutely fantastic. Every stream, the mustache gets a little shorter, okay? All right? Right? You better watch out there. Half Health on Ko-Fi for 5 says PSI/Carl/ a better way to a try not to be insufferable losers challenge, difficulty impossible. I agree. Thank you, Half Health. And Christian for $50 says, get the wife some za, my dude. God bless. Well, God bless you too, Christian. I appreciate that. And for $50, Anna can have some pizza. We'll get some pizza tonight. How about that? Thank you, Christian. I greatly appreciate that. That was absolutely overly generous of you, sir. And for that, you deserve a...
Call yourself faggot.
Oh, ooh, wrong one. Sorry. Thank you, Christian. Let me see. I want his interview. Did
Thanks
you
for
actually
the
get the
money,
interview, Richard?
loser.
Yeah, loser. What's the timestamp? What did you say? 101:25?
I gotta get going, guys. I gotta go to work early in the morning.
Yeah,
tomorrow,
same here.
so
I
I'm
gotta
gonna-
get going.
Get out of here, homies. I appreciate both of you.
I'm gonna go
Vintage,
sleep
let me put
right
Let
away.
me put your link in the chat.
Oh,
Go check out Vintage Warfare, and I'm also going to link his new
Welcome
channel.
to Timcast
Vintage is
IRL. I
void.
am Matt Gates.
That's right, Vintage is Void, which is for all the maybe less gun related stuff, maybe topical stuff, maybe gay stuff. You never know.
It's me calling everything else gay. All right, you'll love it. All right, later, guys.
Have a good night, homie.
Thanks, man.
Thank you, sir. Good night, John.
Adios.
Appreciate you, sir.
Night, thank you.
Bye.
Good night, Dinky. Did you just call him Dinky?
I do that often.
Donkey. All right, here we go. We'll end with this, guys, and then we'll get out of here. 101:25. Where is it? Oh, dude, this story is hilarious.
You had deviated from the script, and I just, in any policy area, I had resentment over that. And then I saw the way the APAC worked, and that was weird for like a country lawyer like me. I remember my first APAC reception, and like your fundraiser tells you have to go, and your chief of staff tells you have to go, your committee chairman all tell you have to go, and you get there and you wear this name badge, and I remember there's a QR code on it. And what we were supposed to do was go talk to donors, and then if they liked you, they scanned your QR code to make a donation, like on the spot. And so this, can you just imagine how demoralizing that is to like be?
That's so pathetic. You're a politician in the most powerful country in the world, and you're going around to little gay backroom parties like little cattle, and then they scan you. Scan my code. Scan my code. Please, BB, please donate to me. Please. Don't screenshot that.
I was trying.
Please, BB, please. $7,000 per post, please. Okay. Now that that's over. But no, yeah, so that's so funny, dude.
I love that he refers to it as basically being bought like a can of tomatoes.
Yeah.
That was weird for like a country lawyer like me. I remember my first APAC reception, and like your fundraiser tells you have to go, and your chief of staff tells you have to go, your committee chairman all tell you have to go, and you get there and you wear this name badge, and I remember there's a QR code on it. And what we were supposed to do was go talk to donors, and then if they liked you, they scanned your QR code to make a donation, like on the spot. And so this, can you just imagine how demoralizing that is to like be told that your job for the next several hours to go chat people up, hoping they would scan you like a can of tomato soup on the way out of the meeting.
I mean, it's literally purchasing.
Right. And so I saw that and I was like, wow, that is so freaking weird. And then,
dude, that's so strange, dog. Why is their system set up like that where they can just buy us? It's like if I tell them that I'm a good guy, I'll get my code scanned, and they'll like send me some money for my campaign. Yeah. Maybe I'll alter all of my positions to support APAC. I don't know, bro. Wow.
I was in Israel. I went multiple times.
Jake, why do you keep bringing up selling your feet pics, dog? Everybody already has them. You gave them away for free, you $2 whore. Love you, Jake.
And I did not like the fact that I found someone in my room rooting around in my stuff that should not have been there at the King David Hotel when I came back to my room when
what? Somebody was okay, that gets even weirder. And yeah, and then when I got back to my hotel after the gay Diddy party where they scanned me and touched me, then they had somebody going through all of my stuff to plant incriminating evidence on me that they would blackmail me with later. That's so heckin' weird, guys. Don't question it though.
People rifling through your
wow,
stuff.
That is so
David
freaking
Hotel.
weird. And then, I was in Israel. I went multiple times, and I did not like the fact that I found someone in my room rooting around in my stuff that should not have been there at the King David Hotel when I came back to my room when no one was expecting me to be back in my room. And I just
presumably Israeli law
enforcement. Well, I don't know who it was. I just thought like this is
presumably Mossad placing blackmail evidence to use against you later. That would, I'm just, maybe that's just speculation,
It's weird. All of these things combined are odd, and then the policy outgrowth seems to be an obsession.
Sorry, I got this guy saying Lightsport says I gotta show the memes in the memes chat, dog. Wait, which ones? There's a lot of memes in here, dude. How far back am I? I'm dreaming of it. Doo-doo. Is it this one? The Reddit one? That one's funny. Where'd it go? Oh, shit, I haven't saved it yet. There we go. We'll show that in just a second.
Session about the Middle East that has not served my generation well. I just don't think we're good at it. And that is not a criticism even of Israel. Like we've been talking about Syria. We had battles in Syria.
But why wouldn't you criticize Israel? When they scan you like cattle at a swap meet, and then they're rummaging through your hotel room when you get back there. Like, I feel maybe that is a problem. Maybe that is a problem. Huh. Strange. Quite strange. Well, I mean, if you ever needed more evidence that your politicians are bought and paid for by foreign entities, there you go. There you go.
They even have their own QR code.
They even have their little QR code for their gay little private meetings.
Little QR code for little hats.
Rhino 67 new member. Thank you very much, sir. You will have access to VIP, inshallah. Thank you, Rhino. Crack for 2 says you don't get to ask those questions. Too late. Already did. Definitely getting banned. You know, when you ask these questions, it's actually like a defensive measure because then you don't get invited to those little gay parties. And yeah, I think that's actually way better for you in the long run. Over here on Ko-Fi, RM641A became a Ko-Fi caffeine creep, became a member over there. You will have access to the VIP, inshallah. I appreciate it. All right, gents. But with all that out of the way, Richard, what do you got coming up on me?
Well, before we get out of here, if you could please drop the Discord link for Rumble chat because they were asking for it.
Oh, my bad. 100%. I will do that.
Aside from that, I've got a absolute buttload of work being done on my house this next week, so I may be hit or miss on things. I've got gas company coming in, floors are being jacked up, a whole bunch of stuff, and it's deer season, so I'm going to try and get out with a friend and go and do some hunting. So that's what I've got on the agenda for this next week. But if you guys would go subscribe to the Focus Clips channel, it's where I take the streams and I cut them into little bite-sized segments and re-upload them so you don't have to sit through 2 hours and 55 minutes of us rambling to hear the content that you want.
That's right. Heck yeah. More clips. There's going to be a lot of clips next week. Do not worry about it. But with all that out of the way, gentlemen, thank you so much for your support. Everybody who donates, watches, likes, shares, subscribes, all of those things is greatly appreciated, sir. And yeah, I don't really have good words for the support, but I hope that you guys would pray for me and allow me to do the things that need to be done. So thank you very much, gentlemen. I pray you have a wonderful night. I will see you in the next one. God bless.
Cannot believe how beautiful your voice is, but I can't hear